Is this the Circles podcast?
And it goes a little something like.
You all summer and after I'll keep you all summer and after.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy breathing into the microphone?
I haven't breathed in the microphone like 5 seconds.
I recorded.
I stopped breathing so much. Like I was doing, and then I did.
I'm sure the people love that. Oh, hey, we're live.
Welcome back, everybody, to the podcast.
That's how you know it's official when you say that. That's how we know we've officially started.
Well, I mean, you always give me shit when I do it, and I'm just like, I was like keeping it, uniform,
Consistent.
consistent.
You know what I realized?
We have a little bit of a schedule, We try. We're a little lenient on it,
If
right?
if we're being completely honest,
But-
we're about to get rid of the schedule
Why?
because recording when I can is sounding a lot more better.
How you gonna change the schedule already?
Well, to be fair, I've always wanted it to be a free and open schedule. The only reason
Why
it's
did
Monday,
you make it
Monday
a
through
not
Friday,
free and open schedule?
for all these hoes,
For all these hoes.
for all these hoes,
Can you hand me that lighter?
gets them to come back. Sorry,
It's okay. I got it.
you're not even old enough to smoke.
Smoke what? Smoke this lusciousness?
Like tobacco,
Got an awful of that lusciousness.
like tobacco.
Tobacco.
Jesus Christ, we probably sound like. You know what? Fuck it. They already know. We sound like this every podcast. I always say this. I'm like,
It is every day,
I'm like,
bro.
dude, we sound like shit, and you're like, dude, this is how we sound for 3 hours at a time every time.
I just think you don't realize how dumb we sound.
Oh, trust me, I do. Why do you think I don't? The only time I ever listen to us is when I have to edit. Other than that, I just kind of let it play in the world. I feel that's the best way to do it, though.
Just letting her vibe.
Just vibing, dude. Just vibing. Yeah, for real. I mean, fuck, dude. I'm about to turn the light off in there.
Yeah.
And then turn that light on, yeah.
We're just cooling, really.
For those that don't know, sorry. This podcast is going to be audio only until I can figure a couple things out. So I do apologize in advance. But if it makes you guys feel any better, we sound great. So you guys don't know that I'm about to turn off the light, but Josh does. That's all that matters. Yeah. Let me get to that. I have a couple things I want to talk about too, by the way. I didn't come ill prepared tonight.
Yeah, and we, I think
So much shit everywhere.
most of the things I have to talk about are about video games, but that was because Game Fest was this week, and so was E3, and so was Square Enix's event, and so was Summer Games Fest.
What is that?
Pardon me. Basically, it is like Comic-Con, but for video games. You know how there's like Comic-Con and then there's Dragon Con and like shit like that?
Well, duh.
They had the Dragon Con and Comic-Con this week for video games.
I know what Dragon Con is. Okay, I know what Comic Con is too. Was it me? It might have been me. I think I almost went to Comic Con.
Elijah went to Dragon Con
I knew that.
with Matthew.
Yeah, no, I knew. Well, I think he went by himself a couple times, but I think he went with Matthew once.
The first time he went was with Matthew.
But that's our. I'm not even gonna say it. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I almost went to something con. I can't remember what it was, but I decided not to go because I was like, I'm gonna look like the clear, like I'm gonna look like the guy who obviously decided was like last minute. Yeah, fuck it, I'll go.
Fuck it, bro.
Fuck it, bro.
I like one of the things they're talking about. I'll go.
Fuck it, let's do it live.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bill O'Reilly.
Fuck that guy for the record. That dude's senile. He's losing it, Josh.
I thought he was already taken off the air.
Oh yeah, now he's on like BillO'FuckingRiley.com. and still is spewing out whatever he's talking about.
So he's almost as bad as Alex Jones, but Alex Jones actually has facts.
Okay, but Alex Jones's show is a lot different compared to Alex Jones and Joe Rogan. So much different. Because you have Joe to be like, hey, calm down and explain instead of just ranting.
He rants a lot.
Yeah, he does, but Joe also calls him out on it. So that's why I enjoy it.
Stroking Joe Rogan's cock over there again.
I don't care. Dude, okay.
You do it every podcast.
Okay, yeah, but at the same time, he is having people on there that need to be heard. Like, literally, any of you fuckers, I don't care if it's the comedians he's had on, any of that. They all have important shit to say. And believe it or not, Joe does bring up topics that people do need to hear about. And he's had very, very important people on this podcast in the last couple months. And it irritates me. Because everybody's bitching about his move to Spotify, but if he had these people on YouTube, they would be the same people bitching about how he hasn't had people interesting on. Because I've heard that argument multiple times. He hasn't had
It's
interesting...
your Star Wars argument again.
He hasn't had interesting people on since he moved to Spotify. No, he's had very interesting people on.
been good since episode 4, 5, and 6 came out.
What we're not about to do is start that argument
I'm just
again.
saying.
I know. Jesus.
It's the same kind of argument.
I was about to do something. What was I
Slippery
about to
slope.
do? Oh, that's right. I was going to go to my Google Home. How you been? I haven't seen you in like a week.
I have not been able to get
I thought you were going to say I have not
Bo
been
Burnham's
good.
Inside album out of my head.
Oh, dude. Yeah, no, I can't stop listening to...
The one specifically today that's been stuck in my head is Any Day Now.
What's that one?
It'll be any day now, any day now, any day now. It's it'll end any day now or something like that. It's
Is it about like his mental health?
no.
I mean, the whole
I
fucking...
thought it was it was in reference to the special.
Oh, like when... Oh, to release it and stuff?
Hold on, I'm pulling up the album to make sure I get it right.
I'm going to light this candle and get fucking funky up in this bitch.
Any day now, yeah.
Well, yeah, I knew it was any day now. I just didn't know. How's it go? Okay. Stop playing it for copyright. Sorry.
Bo Burnham's not gonna copyright us.
That's not how that works. It's the Netflix would.
He posted it on his YouTube.
I know, but Netflix owns most of the rights. That's what it's. That's what I'm
If
saying.
he posts it to his YouTube, they don't own the rights.
That's
for that
not
song.
how that works. That's not how that works. That's what I'm saying. It's a slippery slope, and I don't even want to fall down that hole. So let's just not get copyright flagged just to begin with. Don't even.
Fuck you, Bo Burnham.
Yeah,
No, I was kidding.
no, it's
I was
literally
kidding.
just.
I
I
was
mean, it's
kidding.
just. You know what's really funny?
What?
A lot of people, including like Joe Rogan, talk all the time about how comics don't really have copyright on their jokes.
Yeah.
Bo Burnham's like one of the only people who technically can because
His jokes are songs.
Songs, yeah. So that's pretty dope. What was I gonna talk about? Can you move that closer? I don't feel like using this.
It's weird because I think Dave Bird.
Oh yeah.
I like how that's Lil Dicky.
Lil Dicky. Dave Bird.
He kind of did the opposite of what Bo Burnham did.
What do you mean?
Bo Burnham started out as like a stand-up comic, and has
Yeah, but
slowly
he-
been
what-
transitioning
what-
into like a music talent. Like
No, he's always done music.
no, I know, but I'm saying like he's more mainstream. Like with his specials, he releases albums, but he's becoming more comfortable with just releasing albums and just songs. Like he released a whole music video for one of his Make Happy songs, and I don't think he would have done that 7 years ago.
Is that the one that looks... Well, Make Happy was almost 7 years ago.
Make
Yep.
Happy was 5 years ago. It released. That might have been what actually.
2016. That was 6 years ago.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
My point is that 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. My point is that I just think he's grown as a person,
Mhm.
and I think Lil Dicky started out as like a rapper, and he's transitioning into, like, comedy.
Yeah, but that was always the dream for Little Dicky. Little Dicky always wanted to be in like... He always knew he was going to be famous. He was like, I always knew I was meant for something greater. And he thought the way that he could do his comedy was to get famous as like a musician first, because he thought he was like halfway decent at it. And then he realized he was really fucking good at rapping. And then he was like, I'm going to prove I'm good in rap. and then I'll do the comedy thing.
Dave season 2's coming out.
It's already out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already out.
Well,
For-
first couple episodes.
Well, I think the first either 1 or 2 are already on Hulu.
It's really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't even see the preview. I couldn't get past the preview, to be honest. I didn't like the one with him and the sloth. I thought that was silly.
I haven't seen that.
The one where they're crossing the street. It's like his first promo for the second season.
I haven't seen that promo.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very good, but I mean, it's kind of funny.
Dude, Burt Kreischer's entire tour announcement was awful.
Yeah, but dude, coming from Burt Kreischer, that was fucking ridiculously funny. 'Cause I'm like,
love
bro.
Burt Boy on the chalkboard, and it's the Birdie Boy's the code.
He even underlined it and was like, "This code, Birdie Boy." Like you literally no one has commented on that, by the way.
Really?
No, and it's still up.
You know Joe texted him, bro.
No, I don't think I don't think anyone fucking noticed.
There's no way just we noticed.
Go to the comments.
Talk to the people.
Talk to the people. Me? Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, talk to the people. YouTube comments.
No, you right now. Talk to the people. I looked this up.
Yeah, no, I was saying I didn't want to. I don't feel like talking to you guys. I feel like talking to you, Josh.
I heard it here first. He said, "Fuck you guys."
Fuck you guys. No, not really. You know what? I'm trying to tighten.
It only has 33,000 views.
For real?
Yeah, after 2 weeks.
I think more people of his, more fans of his
Top
are.
comment
are-
mentions it.
What does it say?
Literally all the comments.
Saying what?
Promo code is Birdie Boy. Proceeds to underline Bird Boy on the board.
Okay, you know what's really
Bert
funny?
wrote Bird Boy on chalkboard. Also, Bert. The promo code is Birdie Boy.
Yeah, when you and I first watched that.
That was not there.
None of
yeah,
those
it
were
even
there.
says on the dates that the comments were posted. They were not there when I
Yeah,
looked.
no, that's so funny. But enough of that. We're gonna talk about climate change real quick, because I feel like we don't talk a lot about real life shit. Instead, we're just like, "Hey, bro, did you catch that Marvel movie?" And then you're like, "Yeah, man," and then we just talk shit for an hour and a half.
Because you said that, let me say this real quick.
Jesus.
It was just funny. It was the embargo for Black Widow released today, so you can post your reactions, and the top comments on everything that had mentioned that I loved. It was because all of them said, "I can't wait for the completely horrible reviews. It's gonna be a best Marvel movie in 2 years."
I don't get it.
It's the only Marvel movie to come out in the past 2 years. Is Black Widow. So it's obviously going to be the best Marvel movie in 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah. In 2 years. Endgame. Far From Home was the last one.
It's 2019.
Yeah.
They haven't had one, and they didn't have one all of 2020. No, they released No, you're right. They just released Endgame to Disney Plus. They didn't release an actual movie, and then the TV shows.
WandaVision was
Okay,
the beginning
no,
of
but
2021.
Okay, but you got to count the TV shows, dude. They're too phenomenal to ignore now. People thought
Right, but that's what the comments were saying is the reviews are going to be best Marvel movie
in 2 years.
and the best Marvel
Oh.
movie in the past 2 years.
Oh,
It's the fucking bottom rung.
yeah, dude,
that
that's
it has
how.
to
I mean,
accomplish.
that's how headlines are to begin
It's
with,
just,
though.
it's just, I thought it was fucking hilarious.
That is pretty funny.
But I'm excited for Black Widow.
I am too.
They released the 2-minute clip of the entirety of that battle,
Have not seen that.
where she, you remember when she breaks into the apartment
Mhm.
of her sister?
Yeah.
I'm doing quotation marks for people who can't see. They showed that entire
Why are
scene.
you doing quotation marks? Is it not her fucking sister?
I assume it's not her real sister now.
Oh, so we don't actually know. Spoiler alert.
Yes and no. It looks like everybody who's a part of the family. So Red Guardian, the mom-esque figure. I forget her name, and then Yelena Belova, which is the blonde, so her sister,
Right.
and then Natasha Romanoff. Those 4, I think, are adopted. They're not really brother and sister. It's like a makeshift family that Red Guardian made. He's I'm assuming they all broke out of the Red Room together.
Red Room being
That's where Red Guardian was made. That's where Natasha Romanoff was made.
guts everywhere on this fabric, by the way.
but that's where the Black Widows are made.
Okay. So, well, that's like the training she went through, like Eggsy and the Kingsman, right? Got to kill your fucking animal at the end of it, type shit.
Yeah.
Red. Okay.
Yeah, but the Red Room is a lot more, even more extreme.
Okay. Well, no, you do understand that type of
Red
shit.
Sparrow.
Yeah, I know,
Perfect.
but you do know that type of stuff was real, right? Like there were like I think it was Ari Shafir's dad, the comedian. He lived through the Holocaust, but he was also some type of soldier, and they mentioned it on the podcast the other day.
Whose podcast, Ethan? Whose podcast was it?
What other fucking podcast?
I wonder if it was Joe Rogan.
Well, I'm afraid I get unfiltered information from people that actually know what they're talking about. And no, I'm not.
I get unfiltered information from one source.
No, it's not one source. It's from
I
people who
know,
study in the
but
field,
that's-
and not even talking about Joe.
That's how motherfuckers would say it.
Not
'Cause
even
you
talking
only get
about
your
Joe.
information from Joe, so you're biased.
Which
But
is
I completely think Joe is the like a wholly unbiased source, and even when he's biased, like the most thing he's biased on is
weed. Weed.
And he really did sound dumb when he was. There was a guy, I think it was.
He was arguing with Steven Crowder.
He just sounded dumb. He sounded like a kid.
Okay,
yelling
but
at
he
him.
also took it personally,
did,
knowing
he did.
that Steven Crowder really didn't know what he was talking about.
Okay, but
No.
but at the same time, I think Joe didn't know what he was talking about.
Joe knew enough as personal experience, and he took it as a personal attack instead of just like critiquing Crowder's ideas. But to be fair, he really was trying to fact check him, and Crowder was like, "Why are you pulling up articles? I can't do that." And he's like, "Dude, what do you mean? Like, I'm telling you what I believe, and then I'm pulling up articles, and I'm trying to fact check what you're telling
I'm
me."
sure if Steven asked Jamie to pull something up, he would pull it up.
And that's the thing. They literally, in the middle of the argument, I'm pretty sure Joe was like, "You can ask him to pull whatever. Like, you can do the same thing." He's like, "That's not fit." Like, he was just being a crybaby bitch, dude. It's like 5 topics.
Which is funny because I like Steven Crowder.
I don't. Have you seen Ladder with Crowder? Piece of shit, dude.
Sometimes.
Most times.
Joe Rogan can be a piece of shit sometimes.
Ooh, it's different. That is so different. I think you need to watch his recent lives. He's been really. He got banned.
I think Ben Shapiro has gone down the fucking drain too. So
They were always in the drain. What are you talking
Shapiro?
about? Yes.
no, he used to be all right.
No,
Now
he
just
didn't.
turned
He's
into
always
a fucking meme of himself.
He's always been a meme of himself. That's why it
I
was.
don't know about that.
Yeah. Jesus, where have you been, Josh? Like what? Like Ben Shapiro may be a nice guy, but his ideology is what clouds his judgment. And a lot of it has to do with, I really want to say, him being Jewish. He brings a lot of his own personal ideology and beliefs into certain arguments. Now, what I can say is he's pretty unbiased when it comes to a lot of the things he is, in fact, arguing about. But he's one of those guys.
Okay, you're not gonna fuck around and tell me Jordan Peterson's awful now too, right?
Whoa. Okay, what we're not about to do is put my boy Peterson
Okay,
in the same category as Shapiro and Crowder.
He is.
No, he's fucking not. Because Shapiro and Crowder both identify with right and left. Jordan Peterson identifies with humanity. And there's plenty of things to fact check that.
Okay. Well, sorry to tell you. In the vast like the public eye, you can compile them together.
In the public eye, they also say Jordan Peterson is right wing and he's like oppressive against women. Like, no. No, that's okay, but that's what I'm saying is like in the public eye, yes, but like when you come down to them as people, I do not put those fuckers in the same category. My boy Peterson, no, absolutely not. Love that man.
I didn't realize you knew him personally.
Love that man to death. Yeah, bro, we go get coffee every fucking Sunday. Why do you think our schedule's been so hectic? You think about it. Coffee with Peterson, that's like 4 hours, dude.
So you're biased, is what you're saying.
No, my friend. What's up? Damn, you really didn't put that out. You were like, no, I'm just going to fucking shoot for the stars, my guy. And that's it.
He goes, you can put it out when it's halfway done. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll
Cig-
put it out.
Cigarettes are gross. You know?
I thought that was an ash and it was a little white bug.
Why did you make that weird sound?
What bug?
You were like, yeah, that.
Breakfast.
Stop. We don't have fucking pop filters so they can hear all those plosives.
sorry.
So all they hear is breakfast. You can do it. Just face away.
Breakfast.
There you go. I didn't even get to my first topic. We just started ranting.
That's good though. How long did we rant for?
It's been 20 minutes.
Boom, 20 minutes in the bag.
No, I don't time
40
this.
minutes
I
to
don't
go.
look at it like that. But okay. Okay, so according to NASA scientist and lead author of a published study by NASA and the NOAA, or NOAA, sorry.
Bless you.
Yeah, no shit. The Earth is apparently warming faster than we initially anticipated and expected. So basically,
why are you telling me this?
because basically what it comes down to is the Earth has
why you
been
gotta tell me this right now?
the Earth has been hoarding more heat
Mm-hmm.
than we originally anticipated. So like we've kept more energy, which obviously is heat. I'm not a scientist. I probably suck at. I'm butchering this.
Whenever there's energy, even if it's just potential energy, energy causes there to be friction, and when there is friction, there is heat. That
Okay,
is what he is
but
referring to.
what we're specifically referring to is the sun's energy, which is heat, is being collected by the Earth,
So
and
the
it's
Earth
it-
is absorbing
it's not,
the heat.
It's not putting out enough.
Yeah,
it's
and
not putting- It's not.
It's like the water cycle. It's supposed to fucking do a little thing.
It's not
go
releasing
back,
like
and
we
it's not releasing.
anticipated. Now we knew we were gonna fuck shit up, but what we did not anticipate was it collecting so much and not getting rid of enough. So, if we're being completely honest, like 4 years ago, they said we had 10 years to fix irreversible consequences. But what the study is saying is, the study found that the Earth's energy imbalance, the amount of heat that the Earth absorbs versus the amount it releases, has doubled since 2005. The magnitude of this increase is basically unprecedented, is what they're saying.
Yeah,
I
I got you.
I can't smack the keyboard where that bug is without.
Fucking up the recording.
Yeah. You can't smack that without messing up the. Did you get it?
Mm-hmm.
No shit. Oh, he got it. That's fucking
Still
amazing.
alive.
Murder it. There's a candle right here.
I'm about to do that.
No, don't do that. Don't put it in the candle. Just fucking throw it outside. No, then you might collect more bugs. Throw them in the trash. Give them a nice squeeze first, though. Run them underwater?
He's dead.
Nah, we don't do Chinese water torture anyway.
Chinese waterboarding.
Well, you know.
Give me a second. I got a Snapchat video I gotta look at.
You got a Snapchat video you're going to look at? Jesus Christ. This fucking guy. Either way, climate change, guys. Do better. Fuck, I don't know. You know what the fuck they're doing, bro? Do you know they're still recounting the election results in Arizona right now? They're doing an audit of the 2020 general election results. Did you know that? I hate this man.
I don't know what the fuck they're looking for.
Okay. That's the point. Is we're still like, oh my god, we are still dealing with that. Can you believe
They're
that?
gonna recount it. It's gonna be one extra vote, and they're gonna be like, "See,
I mean,
extra
yeah.
vote."
Yeah. Well, it's. I can't even pull up all my sources.
They're gonna recount it, and 5 people voted twice. See, rigged.
Basically. Oh shit. Yeah. No. That's but they're still counting votes. Like this is still a thing. Yeah, I figured it was. They're still doing this. Get the fuck off your phone. Josh. Dude.
What?
Get off your phone.
I was texting somebody back. This man can text anybody he wants back, but when I text people back, get off your phone, bro. What's wrong with you?
You guys will notice that I can text people back and still continue the conversation. Anyway, they're still redoing Arizona's votes. So, do you know if Arizona is a state that would even overturn the election?
No,
Hold on.
I don't think it is.
According to the No. Hold on. The most competitive states Arizona was included in, which technically can make it how Arizona became a swing state. So it apparently this year it became a swing state. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, it means that
It could
can sway the election.
Yeah, either way. So apparently this year it became a swing state, which is why that's one of the states they're obviously recounting, which is total fucking bullshit because I cannot believe we're still on this topic. But you know what's even fucking crazier? Osama bin Laden's niece was protesting the Biden and Putin meeting the other day by being on, I can't remember where she was, but she basically was holding up a flag on her boat that said Trump won. I'm not kidding.
So
Repeat what I said out loud just to register that.
Osama bin Laden's daughter.
Niece.
Niece?
Niece.
So his brother's daughter or his sister's daughter? Or one of the two?
One of the two.
So Osama bin Laden's, who's the terrorist, by the way, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The terrorist.
Who's dead. Yeah, okay.
Dead. He's the one.
We got Hussein and Osama. Hussein
It's
and
the one
Osama.
where I believe that's the one where they're like, we got him.
I thought that was Bin Laden. Ooh, Bin Laden. Yeah.
Bin Laden, Osama bin Laden.
Osama Bin Laden. Yeah.
That's the
No,
guy
I was
we're
thinking.
talking
I was
about.
thinking of Saddam. My bad.
Oh, Hussein.
We keep killing these fucking guys. So it's
before
hard.
him, there was one. Fucking the guy from How High does a bit on it.
We were chasing Osama.
And before Osama, it was Saddam, and then before Saddam, it was
I think we were chasing Osama for a while because I'm pretty sure if you read into it, I'm pretty sure the CIA was basically feeding Osama guns. I think Osama was technically working for the CIA in the 1970s.
yeah, and we somehow found him in a little hut, and we shot him, and we buried him in the
It
ocean.
was not a little hut, but yeah,
It was like a
it was like
two-story
a house.
building.
Yeah, it was like a building.
But I'm saying it was a sand hut, and
Either
they
way,
went
his
in,
his
they fucking
niece,
murdered
his
him.
niece.
They didn't identify the body, and they dumped him in the ocean.
Let me see if I can find this.
His niece was on a boat, and her flag set, and then she was protesting the Putin
Biden meeting by saying she held up a flag that said Trump won in Trump colors. It was like the Omega flag. It was like the Trump Make America Great Again flag, but it said Trump won. What the fuck does that tell you?
Probably that he didn't win.
No. This man's in cahoots. He's them fellas are in cahoots with each other.
You think Trump?
No, I think it's not a coincidence that Osama bin Laden's niece was protesting the meeting with Putin because Biden was there by saying Trump won, so that's who should be there at that meeting. That's what's scary.
How? What? Why the fuck does it matter what Saddam Hussein's niece thinks?
Not Saddam Hussein, Osama bin Laden.
I think the people get the point.
Hold on. I'll find it. I'll find
But
it.
why do people? Why does her opinion matter?
It's not about her opinion. It's what that implies. That's the scary part.
That she supports Trump?
Noor bin Laden, Osama bin Laden's niece, protests the Biden-Putin summit in Geneva with a Trump won flag. Yeah, when one side has the support of the deceased terrorist niece who plotted the bombing of 9/11, they've truly lost the moral ground on any issue. It's just basically like it's implying that these are
It's
the
like if Hitler was like, dude, Trump won.
these are the people that are on your side, my guy. That's the problem. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
But at the same time, you could say that she's objective.
What do you mean?
She's objective. Why would she? What's her agenda?
I think that's what implies the scary part is what does it matter to her that Trump won or not?
Right. So if
There's obviously how does that not imply that she may or may not know something that we don't? I mean, that's his niece, and I'm afraid the apple doesn't really ever fall far from the tree in most cases. If we're being like objective about that.
But unless you're saying like Trump directly.
No.
dealt
I'm
with
not saying he
her,
directly.
There's no reason for
but
her to.
something
like,
that
it doesn't matter.
well, that's what I'm saying.
She would know anything.
His power may have directly affected something that she'd been involved in, and that's why she's like, "No, bro, Trump won. We need him back on." Like that's
If that's the case, then they're in cahoots with each other, and Trump directly dealt with her.
It's not
Maybe
about
not
no,
directly
it's
with her,
not
but
a,
like it would be Trump sold guns, and then the guns landed in her pocket, and she was like,
Or it's
"Fucking Trump won, get him back in office. That motherfucker's giving me guns."
well, and it's also funny saying
That's
that
him
because under
supporting her.
the Obama administration, they were bombing motherfuckers like crazy, and basically, the way they would airstrike these people is there would always be, what do you call that?
Unmanned drone.
No, it's the casualties that, like, they're results of something that needed to be necessary. Like, I killed you, but in
Casualties of war.
they're casualties of war, but there's a term for that. But it's not war. It's like you're, oh my God, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Unnecessary.
No, it's like I kill you, and in result, I killed 3 innocent people, but that's okay because I killed you. What the fuck is that term? And there's a name for it. I can't remember.
Thinking of it.
I can't remember what it is. I almost said plausible deniability, like a dipshit, but that has nothing to do with it. Casualties of war? No. Oh my God, I cannot remember it.
Necessary evil.
Close, something like that. I cannot type that in on Google. I killed people. I'm like, this is gonna bug me. This might take 10 minutes. Fuck it. But I need to remember this. Brain farting. Like necessary something.
Somebody is screaming at us right now.
God damn it.
Necessary sacrifice.
Literally the same thing, except there is an actual fucking term for it, and I'm getting really mad that I can't remember it. Oh my God. It's like Hillary Clinton said, they're like deplorables, but it's I'm fucking over it. I can't remember it, and I'm really fucking mad about it. But it's basically what you said. It's casualties of war. They were trying to get rid of or hurt or obviously like disintegrate somebody, but there was people there that obviously got hurt in the process, but that's okay because they got who they were trying to get. I know.
It's gonna bug me forever, dude.
It's gonna bug me too because it's on the tip of my tongue, and I'm sure there's people literally screaming into their fucking keyboards right now. But it is what it is. I can't remember it all, and I'm really mad about it. But I think it'll be okay. But you don't think that's a little weird? Does that not say something like? Does that not say a lot about like him as the type of president he was?
I think it speaks to his beliefs.
Like as a person, like morally.
Well, yeah. Well, if it's somebody who thinks differently than her, why would she? I don't think that she would have gone out and done that if she didn't know something. Yeah.
Well, it's not even necessarily knowing something. It's the fact that maybe just as a result of him being. This is what I was about to tell you. How we got started on the whole casualties of war thing was under the Obama administration, they had pretty strict guidelines of, take that person out, but the casualties could be a problem. So they had guidelines on whether or not to strike based on the casualties.
Yeah.
Apparently, Trump had less guidelines.
Yeah, like he would just be like, "Oh, did you see a
Well,
towel
there
on
was-
their head? Shoot him."
He basically had less reasoning to commit. I don't want to call it commit those offenses, but I mean that's committing a pretty big offense. But it's not considered an offense if it's what United States considers right? I
I'm
don't.
sorry, I'm still on the old thing. The word that you're looking for is the same reason why the fucking the council on the Avengers was gonna nuke New York City. I'm still a necessary evil and
Unnecessary. It's
necessary sacrifice. I can't think of it.
But you know there's a term,
there is a term,
and I
it's
can't think of
pissing
it.
me
I
off.
can't think of it. I can't think of it.
If anyone knows the word, okay, please go to YouTube and comment it. Please go to YouTube and comment it.
Do you want to call somebody and ask?
No.
No.
Who the fuck else is gonna know?
We've never. It's 12. Fuck. Who do you know that's smart that stays up this late? You and I are both here. That doesn't count.
Dad.
I don't think he would know that.
Really?
No, maybe not. Fuck. Now I really want to call somebody and be like, God damn it, do you know what this is? This is why I need an engineer. Pull that fucking shit
Pull
up,
that
Jamie.
up, Jamie.
God
And
damn
then
it.
while we're bullshitting, he can look it up and be like, by the
Exact-
way.
and dude, and then I look to my left and I'm like, oh, there it is. I need a mini god behind the computer screen just fucking typing away my life, getting all that shit together. Look, now you're still thinking, you're like, maybe I can think of it
I've been
right
thinking-
now.
I've been thinking this whole
I know,
time.
the whole time. But no, I can't think of it. But either way, I think that shit's wild. But either way, I keep saying it either way, but that's what I was getting at was
Either way.
Trump had the less guidelines. So like maybe him being in office had indirect results for her wanting him to stay in office. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So her support for him may not necessarily mean a direct contact, but it may have a direct influence on whether or not he's in office on her life or whatever the fuck she's doing. To be fair, I don't know what the fuck she's doing. Quit thinking of the word and talk.
Dude, it's,
He's still trying to.
I'm so close.
he's still
like I
trying-
can feel it.
I want to pause it, search for it, and come back.
Can you please pause it?
Do you really
I
want to?
really need
Guys,
to
we'll
know
be
it.
back. We have to figure
I
this
have
out.
to- I'm sorry.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
We'll be back. Damage.
Collateral fucking damage, ladies and gentlemen.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
I feel dumb.
I feel stupid, but basically, collateral damage is any death, injury, or other damage inflicted that is an incidental result of an activity.
Collateral damage.
Collateral fucking damage. Jesus
By
Christ.
the way, Dad totally would have known that. Now that I say it out loud, Dad totally would have known that.
I don't know about it. That's why I want a third brain involved sometimes. But you know, it is what it is. But that was that. That took about 17 fucking minutes to
It
figure
is
out.
what it is till it ain't.
And it wasn't. And then it finally was.
And then it ain't.
Jesus, that was ridiculous.
Can we just bring up your next topic? I need to move on.
God, dude. Chrissy
brain needs a
Teigen
break.
has finally apologized for being a cunt on the internet.
Fuck her.
For real?
Yeah.
Tell me
no,
what.
Fuck her.
Can you tell me what you know? Because I don't. Also, don't be too loud. Because I mean, we block out a lot of sound in here.
Okay. First off,
But, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
go with what you were gonna say. I don't want to cut
Just,
you off.
but she, after Christy Teigen has basically broken a weeks-long silence, from what I'm reading in this article. She has said, and I quote, "There is simply no excuse for my past horrible tweets. I was a troll, full stop, and I am so sorry." She continued, "I took to Twitter to try to gain attention and show off what I at the time believed was a crude, clever, harmless quip. I thought it made me cool and relatable if I poked fun at celebrities. In reality, I was insecure, immature, and in a world where I thought I needed to impress strangers to be accepted." She just said celebrities and then mentioned strangers at the end. So which one was it, Chrissy? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of these were fucking fans that she was coming at, wasn't it? Like normal people that weren't famous?
Just regular ass people, bro.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. It was regular ass people.
And so how do you feel about that? What do you know? Because I haven't read into it a lot, but
Okay, so I watched.
I
it
knew
on
that-
YouTube. It's been like a week, right? Because she's been
quiet.
silent.
Yeah. I thought.
So
wait, I thought this happened longer than a week ago.
I think it was like 2 or 3.
Okay, because I read this and it
But
said
the tweets came out like fucking forever ago, dude.
these tweets were from upwards of 7 years ago. Upwards of 7.
This is the one time where I'm like, I don't care how long ago it was. Fuck her.
I thought it was from like upwards of 7 years ago to as little as like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Like this just goes to show you, it was short enough and also long enough. I was like, dude, just fuck her. Like she's just been a piece of shit through all of it. Like James Gunn's when he got fired, it was fucking 12 years ago. A decade.
Dude,
He
Kevin
got fired for what he said a decade. Just think about that.
Kevin Hart's dream was to host the Oscars, and he couldn't because he made a comedic joke online saying that if son was ever gay, he would go out, buy a dollhouse just to smash it on him.
That's funny.
That's fucking hilarious. But like Dave Chappelle said, apparently Kevin Hart is like 2 tweets shy of being perfect. Those were one of the tweets. It's a bit he has. He's like, Kevin Hart is 2 tweets shy of being a perfect person. And everybody laughed because they were like, yeah, you're right.
Well, not now.
He literally, like Dave Chappelle said, he was like, I'm not apologizing. Fuck that. I won't host the Oscars. And then he spent the next 3 weeks going on every fucking TV show apologizing. Still didn't host the Oscars.
I think that made me the most bad. That he
Just like that. Just
he
like
said he wasn't going to apologize, and he did, and that did make me mad. But he apologized, and he still didn't get to host him.
cancel culture, dude.
Cancel culture is awful.
I feel like it only.
There are people who I think should be canceled,
I feel like it has a lot
but
to.
I would much rather there be no more cancel culture.
Dude, speaking
than
of
like the 3 people. Who I
okay,
think
so
should be
real
canceled.
quick, Chrissy Teigen, fuck that bitch. We're gonna give her another 10 years, and then we'll come back and see if she's earned our redemption.
She's gonna be irrelevant.
Okay.
as well.
Either way, speaking of cancel culture, David fucking Dobrik finally came back.
I sent you his.
Yeah, you did, and I fucking watched it, and I
Love it.
thought I was watching something else.
I missed it.
I was like, "There's no way," and I just want to point out to people, I genuinely, I don't think, I think David Dobrik fucked up, and
David Dobrik has had a lot of learning to do.
a lot
but
of you
he
forgot
is-
what it was like to be 20 years old, and a
Yeah,
lot of you
for
have
real.
had a lot of you have never been 22 and
I
been
have done
rich
the
as
dumbest fucking
dude,
shit
dude,
ever, and I'm poor.
Dude, I don't think
Just
you got,
imagine
dude, if
the
I had,
dumb shit
if
I could have done
had-
if I had $10 million.
If I had $20 million when
I
I was
would
19
do the
years old.
dumbest shit. I'd get a fucking polar bear. I'd get my friend killed. Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, okay, hold on, real
like-
quick. This
like
is
not, I don't
this.
mean
Hold on, this
literally.
is another thing. When normal people go out and they do dumb shit and their friend gets hurt in a result of the dumb shit, they blame both people. But it just so happens that because David's famous and he has a platform and he just so happens to have money, it's like, for one, they forget everyone around him has money because he has given everyone around him a platform. And I know he obviously has.
And that is what adds to the
What-
people being like, "Oh, that's why.
Well, he's
that's
made,
why that
he's,
girl.
he, well,
that's
he's,
why this
hold
and
on,
that."
hold on. He's made bad jokes, this and that. Yeah, he didn't want to admit Dom may or may not have been problematic and or a predator because that was
But
it's his friend. It's his childhood friend
get
from
that.
high school, middle school. Like he. I mean, guys,
I think we've both had me and you in particular have both had childhood friends that we have come to realize are horrible people and have horrible tendencies and need to better themselves.
and I
don't,
didn't, and
we
I
had to
well, and
cut
to be
them off.
fair, I didn't have $20 million to blind me from a lot of that.
So you figured out a lot quicker.
Yeah. And I'm not saying he's perfect. What I am saying is they fuck frenemies. I don't want to say fuck Ethan anymore.
I've sent you so many TikToks. I cannot believe.
Did you see that bitch Trisha? She was like, next Tuesday. Did you see that tweet?
No.
Someone said, you should come back on frenemies. And she tweeted and quoted it and was like, next Tuesday. And that's all she said. Ethan made a TikTok about it, shook his head and was like, fuck no. Dude, she just wants the clout. But anyway, back to David. I fuck frenemies because I feel like all they did was focused on David. And I'm like, okay, I get it. He's the one with the platform, but he did not rape those girls.
Yeah, for real.
And he didn't sexually assault them. I'm not
And
saying
I
I'm not
don't
saying he
know.
didn't. I'm not saying he didn't enables.
he didn't enable.
I'm not saying he didn't enable Dom's behavior, but what I am saying is you're coming after the wrong fucking guy and you canceled the wrong fucking person.
Yeah. Yeah. He's the one with the platform, but that doesn't mean you can just cancel
You
him
did
'cause he's
okay,
the one
and
with
this
the
is what's
platform.
shitty to me is you didn't cancel Dom. All I've noticed is you've made him afraid to post.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I really feel like David posted is because, dude, he is not the assaulter. He is a person who made a shitty decision that resulted in someone getting hurt, but he is not the reason. He is not the sole reason that person got hurt.
Yeah. They're all adults. I don't
And-
understand.
And they forgave Jeff really quick because Jeff was able to come on the show, make a fool of himself, say I didn't read the article. I read it, took it personally, read the parts about myself, not everything that happened. And they were like, oh, we get it, blah, blah, blah. Jeff made a comeback. Jeff is in the fucking vlog and made a joke
About suing him.
about the entire situation. That was the point I was trying to make is people like you and me go out and hang out with our friends and do dumb shit all the time.
Yeah.
Cool. If you ever broke your fucking arm or almost lost your eye, what they're not going to do is be like, well, okay, mom and dad would be like, Ethan, what the fuck? But everybody else would be like, well, he's a grown-ass man and he made that decision.
Yeah, because I'm an adult.
And like Jeff said in the video, people took it literally, but I took it as a buddy to buddy. I let the dumbest fucking guy I know make this decision. I get it.
And he actively chose that. That
Yeah,
was his decision, not David's.
He's like, I forgot that the dumbest dude I know was behind the wheel, and that's what he means. Is like,
And I bet him and David both laughed at that.
yeah, well, and everybody was like, oh, David showed up to the hospital in his fucking
Joker? That was
Jeff's-
fucking
Jeff's-
hilarious.
That was also Jeff's idea.
That was absolutely fucking hilarious because Jeff thought he looked like Two-Face, and he was like, David, come dressed as Joker. It would be fucking hilarious.
Even if he didn't tell him to come dressed as Joker, Jeff was probably like, dude, I look like Two-Face and you're the Joker. And then David showed up as Joker and hilarious. But yeah, no, I understand Jeff, I'm sure took it personally. Took a lot of months to like get over it, and then he had to deal with this whole backlash because fucking David and Dom, and then it just so happened to coincide with David's vlog because he did post it.
Dude, as an apology, he was like, let's all go to Hawaii. Like,
Not that.
okay, I understand. I understand. Like, that's.
Oh, and people were like, "Oh, Jeff wasn't in Hawaii. Why wasn't Jeff in Hawaii?" This and that.
He went to Hawaii.
He wasn't in the vlog, and he was no. He was in the vlog, but he did not. He was not on the Hawaii trip.
He wasn't?
If he wasn't in the Hawaii, if he did go on the Hawaii trip, he wasn't in the vlog with the Hawaii shots. But what I've read is I'm pretty sure that Jeff was actually actively doing something and just couldn't go.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, he had fucking he had doctor's appointments. Still kind of shitty.
I feel like that would make people hate him more. David.
No, because
You couldn't fucking extend.
no,
the goddamn
no,
trip
no.
so
That's
Jeff
no,
could go.
no. I no. That's the thing is, we don't know what goes on between their inner circles. There's a fucking specific reason Jeff doesn't drop David completely, and I don't think it has to do with fame and money.
I think they're good friends.
I do too. I think he thought David, obviously David is childish and he has a lot of growing up to do, but I cannot tell you. Okay, so David was rumored to be coming back and filming, and then Jeff got hurt. And then again, he was rumored to be coming back in 2021. And
The beginning of 2020. I know what you
no, he was rumored to be coming back like a year from now or something crazy. And then all that shit happened a year from now, like 6 months ago. Sorry. And now he's back now. Okay, either way, you sent me that video, and I literally was like, "Oh, he sent me a David Dobrik thing." So I thought it was like a gossip, like talk. I thought honestly,
Did you get like halfway through the video and you're like, oh shit?
no, I thought one of my favorite people that had ruined their lives had ruined it more by something uncovering something else.
And then instead you got a vlog.
And instead I got do 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 do, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And did you hear the song that was playing in it?
No.
I can't remember the song that was playing, but
Not out of context.
here,
Pull that up, Jamie.
it's on fucking I'll pull it up, Jamie. It's on fucking YouTube. Oh my god, sorry guys, I didn't mean to hit the
Problematic.
microphone.
He's a problem.
That's another thing. The Jason Nash fucking skit in the beginning was hilarious. What was I looking for, Josh?
I'm problematic. The song that plays in his new vlog.
Oh,
And what Jason Nash portion was in the beginning? Is this a vlog? Are you vlogging? Yeah.
Oh, you look like you need it. You look like you need me to vlog.
none of David's videos are monetized, so I can actually. Pretty sure I can play all of them.
That's not how that works, but go for it.
YouTube doesn't pay him for them, therefore they're not copyrighted. The only thing that's copyrighted about it is the song. that plays at the end that I didn't just play. So it's okay. Now, if they heard the da 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 da, they might hit us for that, but it's okay. We don't have a big enough channel. We're not important enough for people to be like, hey, 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 hey. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Damn it. Okay, I can't find it because
you're wrong, by the way.
What?
It's illegal no matter if it's monetized or not.
Yeah. How many seconds, Josh?
No, we're not. That wasn't my point at all. But we're good. Move on.
What do you mean that wasn't your point at all?
You said that it if it's not monetized, it's not copywritten.
No, I meant like if it's not monetized, like you can assume that it's not copywritten. The only thing that is copywritten in this video is, in fact, the songs that he plays in it. And I played none of those. Therefore, they cannot hit us with copyright infringement. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
What?
I don't think that's right.
What are you talking about?
I said it was okay. Let's move on.
No, that just... I don't understand. Like, music in this video, licensed by YouTube, like, it's all the songs. That's the reason he doesn't get paid for these videos. But they wouldn't hit us with copyright infringement for me showing the first couple seconds of the, like 15 seconds, not even that.
Right.
Of the
No,
vlog. Yeah,
this-
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't hit you. Yeah, no, it also has to be a certain amount of time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what?
That's
I can't play the entire vlog. I'll correct myself on that one. I apologize. But
well, we can as long as you're reacting to it and giving it informational, like over the top.
oh my God. Thank you, Ethan fucking Klein. And thank you, Hila Klein. That is exactly right. If we are adding to the original video and we're not just showing the original with no commentary and we're not adding to the actual subject itself, then yes, they can hit us with copyright
I
infringement.
don't remember his name, but fuck you, that guy. That one guy in particular. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Jake Paul.
No, it wasn't Jake Paul.
Yeah, Jake Paul with Triller. Triller was trying to sue Ethan for
That
showing
was
the
the
fight.
second one. The first one
The
was
first
like
guy-
the,
well,
the
the-
main one.
No, well, the first guy is the reason there's precedent because they get to use that as an example in this new court case, which is exactly why Triller's fucked.
That's the guy I was talking about. Like, fuck you, that guy.
Yeah, fuck you, that guy.
That's
But
what I'm
also
talking
fuck
about.
you, Jake Paul.
In the first lawsuit case of H3H3. Fuck you, that guy.
Also, I like you, Logan Paul. Now, I don't like the fact that you let your brother move with you to Puerto Rico to, I'm assuming, avoid, I don't know, extradition.
Logan Paul, I love your hero's journey. Keep it going.
Please drop your brother.
For the love of God. Or at least.
That's like people
or
asking
at
me,
least change him.
but isn't that like people asking me to like drop you if you
No.
did something problematic?
I wouldn't do what Jake Paul did.
You're also more mature. Do you know I'm older than Jake?
Yeah, I'm younger than Jake.
Did you know that?
Yeah, he's 22, 21.
I think he's 20. We may be the same age, but if we're being completely honest, bro, I could not imagine. I could not
I
imagine.
could not imagine doing the shit he did.
No,
or do-
no,
or
no,
he
no.
does.
Well, I mean, once again,
We're not millionaires.
we're not millionaires. But at the same time, I could not imagine being. Oh, I apologize.
Also, his dad's a pedophile.
He's older than me by 8 months.
Sorry, Logan.
8 months. He's older than Jake Paul's older than me by 8 months. Either way, that's a huge difference in my opinion because boy does it show. That fucking guy, I just don't understand.
He's a child.
He's a and you know what irritates me?
Got your hat.
He didn't act like a child when he knew
Got your hat.
okay, that's good publicity. He's not a dumbass. He's
No,
he's not a dumbass.
no.
He's
No.
okay, but he's an idiot.
He got
but
kicked out.
He's not a dumbass.
He wasn't there to support his brother. It's a fucking piece of shit move.
Okay.
I wouldn't have done that shit. I
Okay.
would have behaved
That was-
so I could come and see you fight. Fuck that. No.
Okay, that was
No.
that.
Childish.
Okay, but all publicity is good publicity. He knows like the Paul brothers.
Completely. I agree with you. It's good publicity, or all publicity is good publicity, but that was a fucked up thing to do as a brother. He should have had somebody else do it. He should have had a groupie do it. I don't give a fuck. I do not care. I completely disagree with you on this point.
Okay, to be
That was
fair,
a horrible thing to do as a brother.
okay, but at the same time, to be fair, at 24 years old, taking someone's hat and going, "Got your hat," like, bro, kick me out of the fight. Grow the fuck up. I get it. Also, hey, Jake, grow
He's
the
24 years
I
old
also-
and he took someone's hat and said, "Got your hat."
And we just argued about a podcast a couple weeks ago over Star Wars for fucking 40 minutes.
and we were at home and we were talking to each other. He
I mean,
was
we
at
were
a
talking.
public
We were
event
talking to the people.
that was not about him
Yeah, that's
at
true.
all.
That's true.
It was
That's
about
true.
Logan, and he was like, "I'm gonna make this about me." Got your hat. I'm gonna make this about me. Got your hat. Like, fucking no.
I get it.
Sorry.
You're fine.
This particular point, I'm like, no.
No, dude, I don't.
you-
Okay, what irritates me
It's
more.
publicity, but fuck him for that.
What
He's a
irrita-
piece of shit.
I know. What irritates me more is when problematic Shane Dawson now,
I'm problematic.
mother
He's a problem.
problematic current Shane Dawson, back in the day before he was.
I miss his conspiracy videos. I miss the theories. I miss conspiracy. That's literally it. That's it. I just
it.
miss
That's
because
it.
there are no good conspiracy theory videos anymore. Have you noticed that? There are no conspiracy theories anymore. Not like there used to be. Not like 2018, 2019, 2020. Like, have you ever tried to Google the Denver airport conspiracy theory now? You can't find anything.
I can.
Not on YouTube, not videos. They're all like 5 fucking minutes long. That's it.
You're not digging far enough. Also, it's really hard to find good videos on YouTube now.
They're so shit now.
I know.
YouTube fucking blows.
That's okay. So
So is Pornhub with the new update.
I was. What happened to? Wait, update.
Yeah, they made it to where you have to be like licensed or some shit. You can't
To what?
to Pornhub. Like, you can't just to post. You have to be like, there's a specific thing you have to do now, and it like cut the market in half completely.
Do you post on Pornhub?
No,
Oh,
I know people
how do you
who
know
post.
that? Oh, okay.
So, and they were saying like they can't, like, they just don't get money and they can't post anymore. Like, some people just cannot post at all anymore. There was they did a marketing change or a policy change. I think that's the right word.
I know why.
Why?
You didn't hear about this?
I did. I just can't remember. If you're about to say it, say it.
I'm about to say it, and you're about to be like, "I'm sorry, guys, my bad."
What?
So basically, someone had pointed out that Pornhub had a lot of child pornography on there, and they were like, "Oh my God, we're so sorry. We'll delete all of it." Did not realize it was on that platform. Obviously, we weren't doing our job as well as we thought we were. It was like 60% of what they had on the entire platform.
That's not what I'm. That might be like it might have been in the same.
No. That's
Like shit?
No. That's what I'm saying is they had to delete it, and then it turned out it was like half of what Pornhub had to offer, and they were like, "Okay, guys, I don't think we can just let anybody post anymore because this is a problem." And that's basically what it came down to.
Okay, so it was like a slippery slope. It wasn't.
It came down to
we sound really bad right now.
no.
You gotta
Guys,
gotta elaborate,
no,
my
let's
guy.
point out. Let's point out.
You're being really bad right now.
Let's point out. Porn is for the people, ladies and gentlemen.
Pornhub specifically.
Porn is for the people, but we may or may not get flagged on YouTube for saying porn. Either way,
We're too deep into the video.
I don't give a fuck, dude. Honestly,
No, we're too deep into the video. We won't get flagged.
yeah, they checked the first 30. I think they checked the first 3 minutes, if not the first 30 seconds, and they also check what I fucking put in the description, so that.
It's like the first 30 seconds, the last 30 seconds in the description.
And then, honestly, what I put in the description for like 3 videos, I'm pretty sure if we ever got monetized, they would definitely demonetize like 2 videos because I put fuck and shit in 2 descriptions.
You could say fucking shit though.
No. That's the weird part is I've done a lot of research. YouTube is not very clear on what their terms of service are, and that's one of the explicitly main reasons. JRE, Joe Rogan, switched to Spotify because he was like, "Fuck this. How do I know what not?"
It's super funny because before all this, like, I don't know if you remember, but before YouTube got like cracked down
Yeah.
on the monetization and all that, it was so like the platform was just better.
Oh, and
Like
they
the
mentioned
whole
this.
point
They
of
mentioned
YouTube
this
for
on.
me specifically was like it's better than cable
Sorry, guys.
because you can say fuck, shit. I'm just gonna say refer to George Carlin. The all the curse words he says in that bit.
Fuck, shit, pussy, ass, cunt, bitch.
I
Like,
wasn't
yeah,
gonna say
no.
cunt,
I don't give
yeah.
a fuck. No.
Fuck, shit, pussy, ass, cunt, bitch. All those.
Yeah.
You can say all those. Didn't matter. Monetized. Fuck it. Okay, and then it was
Dude,
that.
do you remember TV After Midnight?
Yes, there was that one dude, the fucking redhead dude.
No, not the redhead dude.
No,
I remember.
I'm talking about the
I
dude
remember.
who got everybody demonetized. I'm talking about the dude who started the fucking downfall.
Wait, what?
It was one dude. Trust me, it was this.
Pull that
one,
shit up, Jamie.
was
Oh,
this-
there's no fucking Jamie.
It was this
That's
one
my
fucking
kitchen.
redhead dude, and he started the adpocalypse. That's what it was called.
Oh my god.
And
I-
he said it was because child porn or like child trafficking, a bunch of other
Like
shit.
he said these words.
Yeah, well, he was like, it's all happening, and YouTube isn't doing this, and YouTube isn't doing that, and it blew
Okay,
up.
put it this way. Either way, in the latest Joe Rogan episode, he had Kyle Kalinske on, and for those that don't know, Kyle Kalinske is a fucking fuck that. I don't care. I don't care. This man is like I cannot talk well enough.
You know that the song on TikTok, and it's like, when it's like showing something, and then it cuts to them like being super sad, and it's like them growing up, and like it's like I'm on my own, and then it says
That was the most mess of a description.
But did you get it?
No, I didn't.
You don't?
No, that's why it was a mess. Anyway, what was the point? What was the point of?
It's like you growing and evolving, and I want to see you on Joe Rogan's podcast. It's gonna cut like you talking in the middle of this podcast, and it's gonna like talking shit about you being like blah 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 Joe Rogan. It's gonna cut to you and Joe Rogan's podcast being interviewed.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, speaking of Mandela effects, shift in the universe. Josh and I experienced this the other night, but the reason I mentioned that
I FaceTimed
The
him. I was
reas-
like, Ethan.
the reason I mention this is because I've been feeling weird the past couple days, and it's funny you say that because on the Kyle Kalinske podcast and a lot of his other podcasts, Joe Rogan, I was feeling very not discredited but discouraged about our podcast. And I haven't told you this.
You were feeling discouraged about our podcast.
Discouraged and down, dude. Because
Why?
the whole video aspect of the podcast. Go ahead. Can you get me one too? Okay. I felt super discouraged specifically because the whole video aspect of the podcast kind of irritated me because I really thought I don't know. I feel like it's a make or break type deal. Me, like knowing me, when they talk about things in podcasts and I know it's a video, when they're like, pull that shit up, Jamie, or fucking pull that shit up, Red Band, or fucking pull that shit up, Andrew Santana, or pull that shit up, fucking Bobby Lee, or pull that shit up, Josh. Like, dude, just like literally all that. Oh, is Josh the engineer in Hollywood Babylon?
He was for like the first fucking
Okay,
700
cool.
episodes.
Quick shout out, Hollywood Babylon, along with the JRE Experience, was one of the first influential podcasts and one of the most popular.
Just so we're clear.
Not anymore.
Not to cut you off, just so we're clear, Hollywood Babylon right now, just because of how it is with COVID, they can't like meet up in person.
No. Wait, why? Kevin Smith no longer hikes with a mask on. He got vaccinated.
Okay. Well, they might be now. I haven't listened in a while because I had to stop. But Ralph sounds like he's fucking recording on a toaster, and it's really bad because he's at his house.
Jesus, Ralph. Come on, you've
It's-
been in
it's
showbiz for how long?
Fucking rough. I cannot listen to it.
Where was I at?
I don't know.
Oh, Josh.
You were talking about Hollywood Babylon in the other podcasts that you like.
I can't remember what I was talking about. God damn it. It's them fucking acts of war again. Collateral damage. I can't remember. Oh my god, hold on. I'm sorry.
Forgetting his collateral damage.
Stop talking. I'm going to get really mad if I have to pause this fucking thing again.
What are we at?
We're not going to talk about that. God damn it. I was I was talking about Kyle Kalinske.
We'll get there eventually, people. Don't worry.
This is a struggle. I was talking about JRE's Kyle Kalinske, and they were talking about YouTube. Okay, he had mentioned that
YouTube.
yeah, no, literally we were talking about YouTube suppression, remember?
Fucking YouTube.
There you go.
Suppression,
YouTube
bro.
suppression, okay.
Fucking YouTube
Kyle
suppression,
Kalinske, he was on Joe Rogan's.
Fucking
Fucking,
fuck Kyle Kalinske is.
he's a political commentator that just so
Yeah, that
happens
fucking guy.
but he's not considered left or right. He's considered progressive, which obviously the right would consider left. Fuck that. I don't care. He's very he's like Joe.
You know how motherfuckers are with labels, dude.
He's like Joe with a PhD.
It's like Joe with the.
What?
For some reason, I was like, he's like Joe with the dick. There's no reason for that. My bad.
He's like Joe with a PhD. He's like Joe if he had political backing and knew, like, people were like,
Joe with
yeah,
a
he knows what he's talking about. Either way, he mentioned that
That's not it.
the way
That's not the move.
that you had that like 2 weeks ago, and you said it was the move, so now I'm confused. To be fair, you had something before it, so you're making me lose my train of thought. YouTube suppression, god damn it. It's not bad.
It's the aftertaste.
It's the peach. Sorry. Peachy peach. But I tell you what.
Gotta stop eating booty.
Jesus Christ. YouTube suppression. I guess the way YouTube changed their terms of service, this is the weird part. All the research I've done for people like us.
Right.
No, seriously. For people like us, the advice I have heard is don't worry about the copyright unless, like, obviously we're playing shit in length that should not be on YouTube. Yes, they will catch that.
Duh.
But if we're doing things that may fall under copyright infringement or under YouTube's terms of service that would get us out of there, they may, and chances are they may not actually ever notice it until we
It's
get
too late.
until we get big, and then by then, if you haven't seen episode 1, 2,
My
like
main
one,
goal in life
is
is
to blow up and
then
act like I don't know
nobody.
if you haven't seen the Riff Raff episode of Hot Ones, watch it, because by the end his mouth gets so hot he turns into his normal self.
For real?
I swear to God. He just he talks with, instead of his southern slang accent, he just talks with his southern accent, and he's like, "Son of a bitch, somebody please help!" Like,
For real?
I swear to God,
We need to
funny
watch that
dude.
after
Put it this way. It was still early on in Sean's days, to where Sean accidentally did one more wing than him. I was like, "Oh my God, I think I'm ahead of you." And Riff Raff was like, "Fuck, bro, I got to catch up." Oh, and for the record, Riff Raff took more bites than Sean did. That's how early it was. It was before Sean finished all his wings.
He's MLG now.
What?
MLG, Major League Gaming. He's a
Who,
pro.
Sean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's fucking.
No, now we get to the point where they're like, "Dude, you're not reacting." He's like, "I can't feel it anymore."
Yeah. He just can't taste it no more.
But basically, the YouTube suppression has gone to what they used to do was, if you don't meet our terms of service, and now what they've switched to is, if you're on the cutoff, like if you're in the black and white, and we notice, you're off.
Yeah.
Demonetization, or we'll take your video
Fuck
down. Yeah, no,
outta
literally,
here.
dude, literally, fuck
Get out of here.
fuck you to the, let's add a couple sentences in there so they don't hit us with it. Tube, like, it's for real, like, seriously, the only reason
They're not gonna watch this video this
No,
far.
exactly. Now,
Fuck you, YouTube.
and if we don't get to post this video, we're sorry, guys. But
They don't do that. You can
no,
say fuck
okay,
you,
no,
YouTube all
no,
the
no.
time.
Okay, this is another thing that
You know what? You know what?
You've been making. No,
You know what?
let me finish. I've
Fuck
been
you, Susan
trying.
Wojcicki.
I've been trying to finish this point for like 10 minutes.
Go for it. Go for it.
The point is the only reason you and I even post to YouTube is for the video aspect of it, and because that's obviously a major video platform. Like, it's the biggest one in the world.
Yeah.
As soon as Spotify allows videos for all users
You're
that
not posting to YouTube
no,
anymore?
I'll post. I mean, I'll post audio for people, but
For the peeps. For specifically one person. Hashtag thank you, biased Brie.
I told her. I am so sorry we had to cancel plans.
Hey, just can I tell her?
No, you can't. No, what we're not going to say is we have a schedule to keep. I'm not that type of
No,
guy.
no, I was
no,
just-
I'm
I
really
was-
not that. I felt genuinely so bad when I knew. I was like, I have to pick him up and we can't hang out.
Right. You're good. You're good. She'll listen to this and she'll get to this part and then she'll get really upset. I
Yeah,
said biased Brie.
No,
and then
no,
she'll- and
no,
then
no.
she'll
She'll be.
relax.
I mean, she'll be very mad. I can't put her. Like I would, but like, there's a lot of fucking factors. Can't do it anyway. Doesn't matter. My point is, sorry, Brady. My point is,
Biased Brie.
stop it. My point is.
I know she gets triggered. That's why I say it.
That's fuck, Josh.
I love you. I say it with love. I promise.
God damn it.
I love your hair.
The entire point of it is like, the video aspect of the podcast is one of my favorites. So
Yeah.
I automatically
I love
relate.
seeing my big ass
I
knees.
I meant like any podcast. I automatically relate to users that are like, I would like to see it. But then from what I've read, did you know that I think it's 86% of podcasts are still only audio?
Yeah.
And did you also know that there's only now in 2020, and I think the reason it even broke it was because of the pandemic. Now it just broke 1 million podcasts
Just now,
like 6 or 7 months ago.
1 million podcast. That's it.
Um,
That sounds wrong.
No, that's hold on.
Just 1 million? I thought the market was way more.
Oh, my bad.
saturated.
It's dude, April. You're about to shit cuz this number is still unfathomable. It's only a little over 2
In April.
of 2021.
There's like 7 billion people in the world. I think it's like at 8 now.
What?
Billion people.
It's closer to 9. We hit 7. We hit 7 billion. Like, oh my god,
Some
almost.
of you guys need to fucking die.
No, hold on, guys. For one, China slowed down. Did you know what they just undid?
You can have 3 children now.
Yeah, instead of 2.
Instead of 2.
Hold
You
on,
can
hold
have
on.
a boy and a girl and a boy, or you can have. Sorry. you
What
can
was
have
your-
a
what
boy
was
and
your-
a girl, and then you can have a boy or a girl. They limit
No,
it
not
down.
how many people believe the Earth is flat, guys. I believe
At least 5. No more than a billion, though.
Okay, we're at 7.6 billion in 2019. People have been at home and having sex a lot more since then, and if we're being completely honest, even that statistic shows that it is in a steady incline. Not kind of steady,
Oh my god, it's directly up.
that's directly up. So, let's safely say, as a rough estimate, 8 billion people, less than 3 million people have podcasts. That's how new this market still is.
That's ridiculous.
Is that not crazy?
I mean,
Josh,
it
we're
makes-
co-
it
we're
makes
co-
sense
no,
'cause
we're-
there's less than like I
But-
would say there's less than like 1 million celebrities.
But we're considered a minority, and you and I are over here like we're nothing. Like we're only nothing to like 4 million people who have a podcast.
well, that's just the people
Who have a podcast.
podcasts.
How many? Do you want me to look up how many people listen?
I don't. Can you pull those numbers?
Yeah, I can. Okay, so the rough estimate between 2006 and 2020, during the latest anniversary in a 2020 survey, it was found 55% of consumers in the U.S. alone listen to audio podcasts, up from 55% of U.S. consumers listen to audio podcasts, up from 51% the previous year. That's just audio. And that's only U.S.
Of users,
Yeah.
how many users are there?
No, that's what I'm saying. 55% of U.S. listeners, that like of people who listen to internet radio shows, 55% of people in the U.S. alone listen to some type of audio formed podcast.
So 55%
it
of the
wa-
U.S. population.
No, it can okay, this is where it gets tricky. It depends on what you consider a podcast. Because Howard Stern's show could be considered a podcast,
It is a podcast.
but it's not. It's an internet radio show.
It's a
on-
radio show, but
No,
radio shows are podcasts.
not ne- no. That's the thing is podcast is their own separate pocket. Howard Stern started out as a radio show, and then it turned into a TV show, and then now it's an internet radio show. So it has video and audio, but it's specifically on Sirius XM, like it's on satellite.
I think that's still considered a podcast.
But it's not. It's its own entity. That's what I'm saying. Is I've done all the research in this. They have their own little pockets.
That's
And-
dumb.
And out of the people who consider themselves a platform podcast,
The people who call themselves a podcast.
less than 3 million. What was the original point?
No idea.
YouTube censorship. If we ever get to that,
Fuck YouTube. And Susan would yeah.
basically all I
Wojcicki.
was saying is
Wojcicki.
YouTube sucks, and what they're doing is now they're considering what they used to do was, hey, you broke the rules, we're deleting you. Now what they're
violated the law.
Now what they're doing is we think you broke the rules. So you're like deplatformed. And I'm saying deplatformed in a terrible way. They're not actually deplatforming you. Chances are they might just demonetize you. But the point is like you no longer have to meet the guidelines. You only have to be on the ropes.
Because you fucking broke the guidelines.
You only have to be on the ropes. And if you're asking me, that's some crazy fucking shit, dude.
It sounds dumb, honestly.
No, it sounds like YouTube, even though they're owned by what? Fucking Google?
Google, yeah.
Doesn't
They're
have
Google.
enough manpower to be like, I think they meet the standards. I just think we don't like them.
You
So-
also have to take into account how many videos are posted in general. You're only taking into account podcasts.
Damn. Okay, he got me there. But at the same time, I don't know.
Because you can time uploads.
Yeah.
So-
okay.
so you
no.
can-
hold on. With that,
Let
no.
me finish
But
this
with
thought.
that
Let me finish
argument,
this thought.
with that argument. Okay, go ahead.
You can post, say Markiplier leaves and goes on vacation for 3 weeks.
Mhm.
Markiplier can set a schedule to release videos. So for the next 3 weeks, he can just upload a video every 4 days, but it does it automatically.
That's what we do.
Right. I'm saying, imagine how many people have YouTube accounts? We'll just say roughly
Hold on. I can literally this fucking the internet's
5
amazing.
billion people.
Hold on.
5 billion accounts.
Hold on. Hold the thought. What's the thought you have? Say it out loud while I Google search this.
Okay, so if there's 5 billion people who have a YouTube account,
It's 2 billion.
okay, so
Over 2 billion logged in users visit YouTube each month. So we're talking active users. More than 70% of YouTube watch time comes from mobile devices.
Okay.
So
there's 2 billion users.
2 billion
We'll cut
hold
that.
on, hold
we'll
on.
cut that in half.
it's what they consider 2 billion active users. But if we're being honest, with what we've seen Russia can do and what China can do, we don't actually know people actively,
right.
we don't know if they're bots or not.
Right. So we'll cut
Including
that
the
in
US,
half. We'll
including
say
the
a
US.
billion, and then we'll cut that in half again. Okay, so 500 million, right?
That is a very, dude, that's cutting it fucking low.
Right. 500 million uploaders, people who upload to the site.
Careful touching that.
So, if there's 500 million people uploading, and then you have half of that, 250 million people going on a schedule, right? So they record in advance. That means every single time those 250 million people upload, you're going to have somebody go through the first 30 seconds of it, of 250 million videos.
Yeah.
And that's on top of if they've done 3 weeks in advance.
Okay, well, here's the problem with your theory. Then they hit people like Steven Crowder immediately, and he wasn't allowed on YouTube for like 2 months.
They do it automatically. That's that because
No,
they
no,
don't have enough people.
What? No, that's my point, is you can't sit here and do it automatically. Then you are not an open and free platform, and you can't necessarily break the YouTube terms of service just because, okay, this is the thing. I'm about to go fucking balls deep here. I don't like Steven Crowder, and I think he's very ignorant to a lot of things because he's stuck in an ideology. Totally get it. Now, me and you, unless it's like movies, I really feel like we're, as Rogan would say, we're not married to our ideas. And I feel like that's the whole point of our podcast, is like we bounce off each other and we do change our opinions a lot. Steven does not. He is stuck in his ways and he does this and that. So my point is are they specifically hitting people because they know they're going to do the same thing every time and be like, fuck you. Let's single him out first and then focus on everyone else.
I think it's gotten to the point where instead
then
of instead
but
of
then-
demonetizing one video at a time, they're like, okay, you've gotten 10 demonetizations and you don't seem to change.
Okay, but
your
at the-
way.
but
we're
at-
just gonna automatically demonetize you.
But at the same time, you can't argue that they automatically do it to certain platforms and then say,
So stop looking at it like they're automatically demonetizing as
Well,
like
you
each
said that. You
individual-
said
Hold-
that,
hold- I
though.
know. Stop looking, because I didn't mean it like that. I mean it the way they do it, which is they don't demonetize every single video automatically. They demonetize an entire channel, so it doesn't matter what they upload or when they upload. It just gets demonetized.
what do you call that? That's suppression.
Yes and no. It's suppression if they're saying because he talks about Trump, we're going to demonetize him.
That's suppression.
Yeah,
just because
that specifically is,
and that's
that is
another thing a lot
suppression.
of people get into. Just because Trump said something does not make it fucking false. That's another issue I get into.
Okay, but at the same time, just because Trump said something
doesn't
does
make
not
it
true.
Okay, but Mr. Kung Flu, you remember this?
Yeah.
Okay, now the Wuhan lab theory is the most likely theory.
Okay, but the Wuhan lab is called the Corona Lab.
Oh, it's not. That's a small. That's a small summarization of what the lab is called. But yes, basically what they studied.
It's Wuhan Lab, blah 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 blah.
Coronavirus.
Corona, blah blah
they
blah.
they
blah, blah.
basically they studied specific coronavirus that had to do with like bats and animals. They also said they never had live bats at that facility, even though in 2018,
which is a lie.
even though in 2018 and 2017 it was confirmed that they had multiple bats on site in facility.
Which were alive.
Which
Ju-
oh
just for
sorry yeah
clarification, just for
which were, well,
clarification.
to be fair, they didn't. I don't think they ever disputed whether or not they were live. They may have, but no, that's the point. Is like, oh, also we funded the people who funded the people who funded them. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Like we funded.
It's absolutely ridiculous to say that we
No, and people
we
have
didn't know. What
no,
was
and
happening.
this is another thing that all the podcasts I've been listening to.
We said we weren't going to get political.
Dude, okay, we don't get political. We get humanitarian, and what irritates
Can
me.
can the description of this video be like, we finally get political? Because we're definitely getting political.
No, I'll post. I'll tell people this isn't a political podcast. This is a. Do you believe in humans or do you not? Because
Just completely change the title of this. Just call it the political podcast.
instead of the Circles podcast,
Yeah,
the political,
the political
We'll just
podcast.
change it up. All the subscribers will be like, "What the fuck is this?" Dude, we'll just start posting right wing shit to this pod. Like, yeah, oh, dude. I never.
We just start re-uploading Stephen.
Real
Crowder
quick,
videos.
I just want to finish my point. If Spotify is doing what I believe that they are in fact doing, which is they're going to have a comment section, I can promise you right now, I'm calling it right now, they are trying to become a better form of YouTube. If that ever happens, that's what we're doing. I'll still post to YouTube, but it is what it is. But on the topic of what the fuck were we just talking about? Political.
The podcast being political.
Yeah, no, we don't get political. It comes down to, do you enjoy your fellow human? Do you want your fellow human to prosper?
Depends on who the fellow human you're referring to is.
I don't care if you hate people as long as you're not hurting people. That's the difference. I don't care if you're a piece of shit. Don't act it. You know, everyone's entitled to their opinion, even if it's a shit one, but that doesn't mean you're allowed to do whatever you want. And I feel like there is a distinct difference.
I think. It's hard to say. It's hard to draw a line, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
because if you say you can think whatever you want, then that means you can think about. We're just gonna go super far end off the spectrum. If you can think whatever you want, you can just think about raping children all the time, which is awful and shouldn't be allowed. You shouldn't be like that's. I think there's like a scientific study about this. It's like the awful thoughts in your brain. It's like the worst thoughts you have.
Well, this is the thing is what a lot of people. Okay, this is about to be a hot fucking take, and
Just fucking lay it on
no,
me.
I'm
Pour some
I
sugar
am
on me right
for
now.
sure going to lose some listeners over this. Okay, so on the topic of what you just said, You know how people refer to, I don't know. You know how bipolar is a mental disorder?
Whoa. Yes.
You know how
Where are we going?
you know how addictive personality can be a mental disorder?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why is a majority, I'm going to say a majority because we have learned in this fucking pandemic that a lot of motherfuckers are like kids when they're adults. Why is that not a mental disorder?
Why is pedophilia not a mental disorder?
Why is it not something, why is it not a chemical imbalance in your brain that makes you think it's okay to have sexual
It
and
is.
okay, no.
No, it is.
Okay, but majority and public opinion says otherwise. And
It's not that a
and
majority in public opinion
if
says
you
otherwise.
ask-
It's
if-
that. Hold
if
on.
you-
Hold on. Let me answer your question.
other room
Let me answer your question.
does not agree.
Let me answer your question. It is a mental disorder. Okay? But publicly, okay, it's not seen as the same as having Down syndrome. Just because
But
just
why?
hold on. Just because it's not seen the same as a mental disorder does not mean it is not a mental disorder. They truly believe what they are doing is not wrong. Okay? It's they've tried. Okay, when I say they, I mean pedophiles. They have tried to become a part of the LGBTQ because it is a mental disorder.
Okay. That was also a lot of that was fuck dude. I don't know. It's almost like there's a center in Russia that specifically spews out like they've been making memes that are really funny but sways
Public opinion.
Yes. But they've specifically been doing it just to sway public opinion. But that doesn't take away the fact that they are fucking hilarious memes.
Mm-hmm.
But when you conjure in the humor with it, it's easier to agree to that ideology.
Right, you're like, ha 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 ha, I'd never, but
But yeah.
you're right.
And then the more
I
people,
get it,
the
I get
more
it.
that,
The more people who are like, ha ha ha, I'd
the
never,
more you're
but
like,
yeah.
the more you're like, oh, it's okay. Yeah. Like, so I feel like a lot of that had to do with that. Active actual members in that community were like, fuck no, bro. We're not doing that. That's not how this works. Because we're not about to sit here and say fucking kids is okay. But what we are saying and what we should be saying is this is clearly a big problem in majority for some people.
Right, it's not that we're saying it's okay, it's that we need to acknowledge that they're not fucking horrible people for
70
thinking
years,
that.
no, dude,
It's
70
that
years
there
ago,
is something wrong with them for thinking that.
70 years ago, women reading books was considered
A mental disorder.
yeah.
Like, they shouldn't learn. They shouldn't know how to read.
And people are going to sit here and saying we're standing up for pedophilia, and I really want to make this clear. I am not fucking saying that. What
I would, like, for real, like, real talk, if anyone in my family, like, because I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
close
no,
to me,
You're good. You're good.
I would punch them in the fucking face if they were
I
pedophilic.
mean, I do a lot more than that. But what
Right.
I am
my
sa-
point is that if I punched them in the face and they were knocked out, I take them to a hospital because something's wrong with them. I don't think that they think that because they're just like, fuck it. I
Okay,
can't get
now
anybody.
let's-
I'm
hold
lonely.
on. Let's separate this. There are fucked up people out there.
Of course. Obviously, there's people who murder people. There's people who torture people.
It's not even that. It's just there are people out there who are just there to cause harm,
Hitler.
and they don't give a fuck.
I just say Hitler.
Okay, I mean, one could argue that had his
If
mom
Hitler
just let him
was
fucking paint, maybe
art
he'd
school,
been fine.
he
Yeah,
would be
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
I understand.
know we've talked about that,
But it's the same thing as if you would get somebody.
I have to keep talking.
You're good. If you would get somebody into like a mental institution quicker, then they would be saved. It's a slippery slope. Obviously, you can't save everybody. So there are people who are going to be like manipulative. So hi, editor Ethan. Eat a fat dick. That is all. So, I just think that at the same time, yes, it's a slippery slope, but you have to be understanding with people. And I'm not saying you should accept people for who they are, because fucking no. Pedophiles are goddamn gross. No. That is horrible, atrocious, absolutely an atrocity. But you shouldn't just be like, they're an atrocity, throw them in a cell and forget about them. You should be like, that's an atrocity. We need to help you to understand why what you're doing is wrong.
You shouldn't just be like, fuck them, let's get rid of them. Because you're just going to throw them in a cell and then they're going to rot away, but then you have to pay for that. And I'm not saying, oh my God, they're awful. Why do you have to pay for that? I'm saying if you're going to just throw somebody away and forget about them, maybe you should throw somebody away, forget about them. But give them the resources they need to understand why what they did was wrong. Because if they truly, honestly don't understand what they did, they need to know. Because if they don't understand, then something is wrong with them. And you shouldn't just shun people who have something wrong with them. You need to understand those people. If you can understand somebody and you can truly see their side of the point, okay, and you can like understanding another person's perspective is being objective. And if you can't be objective in every situation, then you need to learn how to be objective. Ethan's back. He's in the fridge. He's eating cheese.
Did you just
Called you out.
fucking expose me?
I fucking exposed the shit out of you. My point was,
I eat hot pepper cheese.
just to end it real quick.
Yeah,
before he gets back,
what happened? What happened?
Just
Before I
just
get back,
long
here I
and
am.
short of it is that if there is something mentally wrong with you, be it that you like kids or that you have a fucking extra chromosome or a fuck ton of other reasons, you shouldn't be shunned for those. You should be put in your place
Should we not try to help them before we condemn them?
and help them. The
Yeah.
first option should not be you're a horrible fucking human being and you should kill yourself. The first option should be you're a horrible human being. How do I help you become a better one?
Jesus, I need new mic arms. But no,
I heard all of that.
I know, right? No, I basically totally agree. I just would like to I'd like to let people know.
You might not want to say totally agree. I said a lot of shit when you left.
Oh. I would like to partly agree, but I do not.
You might want to listen to it when you
I won't.
you won't?
No.
Bet.
It's an audio. It's not like
You want to listen to it?
I can't go through and fix
That's
anything.
something crazy shit.
I
bet.
can't go through and fix anything. I'm afraid what you said is permanent. He smiled. He's very proud of whatever he said. He's like, fuck it, I'm living with it. Jesus.
I have to use the restroom. I'll be back.
He's got a B2. No, I want to point out whatever he said, I probably do agree with. But I do want to say, I do not support pedophilia. Jesus Christ. I cannot believe we're still on this topic. But people in need may need help. And some people are just really fucking sick. So, I mean, end it on that note. Doesn't come down to, like, are they a piece of shit? Yeah, like, you probably think they are. But, I mean, I would like to think majority rules. A majority of people don't feel that way about people who are underaged. So don't assume that the people who do just automatically want to feel that way. But, you know, it is what it is. So let's move on from that topic. You fucking weirdos. Can't believe you brought that up. Jeez. On to the next. Fuck you, Christy Teigen. Don't forget that. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I forgot about this. Oh, boy. Do you know that climate change, on average, cost Americans $2,500 per year just in health cases alone? Like in healthcare? Josh?
How much for the loan?
25.
How much has healthcare cost people?
No.
Climate change?
Climate change has cost people in healthcare on average per year $2,500.
Can you elaborate?
The report includes costs from like air pollution, such as ozone, soot, and allergens, vector-borne infectious diseases, and climate change related disasters. Together, these health related costs add up to like more than like $815 billion per year. It's calculated from resulting like hospitalizations, deaths, shit like serious injuries, fucking lost wages, missed days of work, and like other health problems associated with that shit.
That seems like a lot.
It is a lot, and that's why it's hard to really just like define these numbers.
To
But
fathom it.
basically, the cost falls heavily on like vulnerable communities.
At risk meaning.
Well, like most reports says that
Like
all
vulnerable meaning.
most reports say that like all Americans are paying for it, even if their health isn't specifically harmed. The largest portion of the illness cost is covered by like tax-supported Medicare and Medicaid health insurance programs, but that doesn't necessarily mean these people are being covered. It just means that like a majority might be covered. Might.
That sounds terrible.
It's fucking ridiculous. But it's basically saying that climate change has a direct effect on people's health, which is funny because people have a direct effect on climate change.
I don't even know how to speak on that.
A shit or get off the pot is what it
For
sounds like.
real.
Yeah, no, like either let's acknowledge it. And that's what we were talking about like an hour ago.
Yeah.
Was
Fuck, how far are we in?
we're fucking
Are you going to do that thing again?
yeah. We're pretty far in, but we can keep going. Yeah, everybody heard you say 134, but yeah, 134. We're 134 minutes in. No, bro, we're an hour and 35 in. We got plenty more to go. Dude, I haven't even finished my cigarette.
I need a new cigarette.
I need fucking WD-40.
Is that? Mine's not that bad.
Yeah, no shit, yours isn't that bad.
It might be because you don't move yours enough.
Oh, I figured out what it was. I had mine too tight.
Oh, yeah, that would do it, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Just like pussy, bro. If it's too tight, you can't do much.
Just because I don't have any more topics, and I'm just going to completely change the topic right now.
But dude, that's what the point of the podcast. Can you
So-
hand me a lighter, please?
Yeah. So Summer Games Fest just happened. And Summer Games Fest, you got it. Summer Games Fest is, easiest way I can explain it is, it's like Comic-Con, okay? It shows you all the new games coming out.
Correct.
Just in general, right? There might be like an E3. An E3 is like
hold on.
Dragon Con.
People don't know what people don't know what any of this shit is.
Okay. It's just a way. It's an event that a bunch of nerds go to, and they have like booths set up. Okay, it's E3, fucking Dragon Con, Comic Con.
It's a festival for virgins.
I'm sure most of them are not
I'm
virgins.
sorry, guys, but you know what I mean.
But it's
You're like,
in,
fuck yeah, he's right.
you're in a big center like a mall, and they have booths set up, and you can go, and it's like the Star Wars booth, but it's specifically the Star Wars games booth, and it's EA, and EA does
So
Star
it's
Wars games.
It's a festival for virgins. Just admit it. Come on, you can do it.
I'm not a virgin.
You can do.
So
I
it
mean,
is not a
no,
festival for
that's
virgins.
not. Well, he fucking ruined the joke. I'm gonna tell the butler about this, and then I'm gonna tell the doorman, and then I'm gonna tell the elevator dude.
The elevator dude
Larry?
is on vacation.
Is it
Leave
Larry
him
or
alone.
Jerry?
It's Larry.
I thought last time it was Jerry.
No, you wouldn't remember because you're a horrible person.
He wears the same jacket every time.
Well, guess what? Guess what?
What?
The guy last week replaced him. That was Jerry. Larry is the usual guy. He's on vacation in Africa with his wife. You fucking horrible person. Jerry replaced him. Larry's on vacation.
He's literally only saying this because he cannot remember which one's which.
Larry would be completely upset right now. Larry is the goddamn elevator man. Shut up.
He's over here
Jerry is
it
the
may be
replacement.
Jerry. He's like,
Larry
it may
is
be
the elevator
Jerry.
man.
It may be Larry, but what I do
Jerry
know is
Is the replacement.
Is it
Larry's
someone?
the elevator man. Quote me.
anyway. What were you saying?
Matter of fact, you know
Jesus
what?
Christ.
You know what?
You can call him.
I don't have his number. I have Larry's, not Jerry's.
Fuck it, call Larry.
Larry's here. Larry's in the
Oh,
elevator.
you're right. He's downstairs. I forgot. Sorry. Anyway, continue. What were you talking about? I forgot we live in this
So, Summer Game
luxurious.
Fest.
Is it a hotel or is it considered an apartment?
This is our mansion.
It's considered an apartment.
Technically, it's an apartment because we rent out one room.
Hey guys, the elevator pays for itself.
It's a $5 elevator surcharge.
hey,
$5 to use the
It's
elevator.
a surcharge.
Free to use
It's
the
not
stairs.
a real charge. It's a surcharge.
It's how you lose weight. It's how we keep you in shape.
Okay, I think the next thing we're investing in is better mic arms because I'd rather move it and never hear anything.
You're gonna fuck around and buy the expensive runs from Two Bears One Cave.
No, oh my god,
$250
more than that.
each.
Yeah, they're like $300 each. Well, you got to think about it. So the one the one Joe has, they have the
Rogan.
Yeah. I think they fucking know at this point. Jesus.
That one guy, right? Joe Rogan, right? That's
The guy who's 4'2" and
Bald
is buff
guy?
as fuck.
the guy who hates Carlos Mencia, right?
No, actually, he doesn't hate him. He's just like, do better. He's always been that way. Like for real, he's never talked bad about him, other than the one night he called him out and was like, "Fuck off, dude. No, you're wrong." Ever since then, he's been.
That's the one I was. That's funny.
Oh,
That's the one I was referring
okay,
to.
well, he's referring to the only night. He was like, "Dude, fuck you, Carlos. You're a joke stealer."
He called him out, and there was a
Carlos
girl that he also called out. It probably wasn't the same night, but there was a girl he called out in the same manner.
It wasn't the same night. It was a couple years later. Amy Schumer.
Was it?
Yeah, she's for sure a joke stealer.
Oh fuck yes,
Yeah,
Amy.
no.
We don't even fucking talk about her.
Yeah, no.
The only original joke
Stop
she
talking.
has.
Fuck that bitch.
The only original joke she has is about her vagina. Point blank. Period.
Even then, she was still wearing a full leather outfit, and it was absolutely just. What did you just do?
I literally did nothing. I went to move it up, and it did gong.
We need to. Okay, we gotta stop touching our microphone. I'm sorry. Oh my god.
Okay, so
I did what I was. Son of a. I could not get out a whole sentence without coughing just now. What I was just talking about was the setup we have was the easiest one I could come up with, and it was basically on the Two Bears One Cave, which is in fact, believe it or not, apart from Joe Rogan, it is in fact
Ripley's.
it's my favorite podcast.
Ripley's.
Ripley's.
Believe it or not.
Wait, what? Believe it or not,
It's Ripley's. Believe it or not.
literally fuck off. It's my favorite podcast, but what I have noticed is
That one guy from Ripley's. Believe it or not. What does he do now?
our mic arms. You talking about Dean?
I don't know his name.
name's fucking
the one dude.
His
He
name's
came
Dean.
on. He had the
His
glasses.
name's Dean. I think it's like Dean Shroud or
Is
like
it Dean?
Dean. Yeah.
Ripley's. Believe it or not. I love how you knew what I
Ripley's
meant.
Believe
That
It or Not.
one guy. That one guy. He did all of them.
Ripley's Believe It or Not, Dean.
He was also in Law and Order, right?
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
Okay, clearly my Siri is a piece of shit.
Dean Cain.
Dean fucking Kane. He's been in a lot of soap operas and movies. And
He's been in Law and Order.
yeah, he as an extra.
He was Superman?
Yeah,
What?
in like the early 2000s. Yeah.
Shut up. He's 54. He was born in 1966.
So he's the same age as Joe.
Joe is 54?
Dude, back the fuck out of Google real quick and Google Joe motherfucking Rogan.
Oh my god. He was literally Superman in Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman.
yeah.
1993 to 1997. And he was in Supergirl.
Josh is just discovering what everyone else knew. This is great. I love this encounter.
What was he? He was also in Airplane versus Volcano.
You know what else? Dude, guess what? You ready for this?
What?
You ever seen?
Fucking lay it
No,
on
hold
me,
on.
bro.
Stop. Look away from your phone. Look at me. Okay, guys, he looked at me. You ready?
Yeah.
Rat Race. You know the helicopter bitch?
Yeah.
Dude in the pool. That's Dean Cain.
Rat Race isn't on here yet.
Okay, back out and type Dean Cain Rat Race. He's the guy with the truck. The truck they stole after they...
I'm gonna be honest, dude. Do you know how long it's been since I've seen Rat Race?
Guys, if you haven't seen Rat Race, it has fucking John in it, and he's the fucking...
Bro. What?
Yes!
That is him, bro.
Yep. Oh, guess what? He was in Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Rat Race was such a good... Can we watch that after this?
2007?
Like low key. 2001.
Yeah, I can try and find it.
2001. That was... For all those... I don't know why we're looking over like there's a camera. For all those...
No, I was looking at
For
the
all
time.
those that are here.
It's 2 a.m.
For all those that are here and still listening.
It's 2 a.m.
What are we at? 1 hour 40? Fuck it. 1 hour 41.
No, hold on. You're close. Make a substantial guess. You're like, I'm talking, you're fucking on it close.
1 hour 39
Whoa,
minutes.
No, you were way closer before.
Okay, 1 hour 41 minutes and 9
Jesus
seconds.
Christ, Josh. 1 hour 45. 1 hour and 45.
1 hour 45 seconds? Is it 1 hour?
Hold on, ready? Can
Is
we
it
hear?
1
hold on.
hour? 1 hour 45 minutes and 39 seconds.
24. I mean, to be fair, I gave you the 1 hour and 45, but that's okay. That's okay. He got the seconds really close.
Fuck you. I don't
But
close.
Dean Cain,
Rat Race.
Yeah, he was in Rat Race. He was the guy that it was the he was the gentleman who didn't want to he laughed at the
Rat Race.
Yeah, he laughed at it and threw the thing in the trash, met the girl, they had the same book, and then was like, "Wait, you're a pilot?" And she was like, "Yeah." And then none of the flights could fly because Dipshit 1 and Dipshit 2, Seth Green and his fake brother in the show, fucked up the airport because they fucked
Literally don't even remember what you're talking about. It's been that long.
Seth Green and his brother with
Don't spoil it. We're going to watch it after
No, Jesus Christ, it's 21 years old. 2001.
Wait.
2001. It's 20 years old.
Whoa.
It's only 20 years old. It's only 20 years old.
I was born in 2002. That means I'm almost 20 years old. Wow.
So Josh just had a realization actively live on the podcast. This was great. This was great.
I think that's one of the hardest things I've ever had to come to terms with.
What?
Like sitting in my room alone, thinking about, like, truly accepting the fact that your parents are going to die and you're going to be at a point in your life where you're going to be just you.
I told Brie you love talking shit about her. Anyway, continue.
Okay, hold on, because I know she's going to listen to this. It's not that I love talking shit about her. It's that I know every single time I say the words biased Brie, she does this thing. Where
she shakes her hands. She
goes,
goes, oh!
She gets mad.
Exactly.
Okay, and it's not that I
adorable.
love seeing
It's
her in
fucking
pain.
adorable.
Okay, it's that I watched it happen on a Snapchat and I can't not do it because it's literally fucking adorable.
Yeah, exactly.
It's literally fucking adorable.
She's like, no.
And I know she's gonna listen to this, and
You're like,
listen,
"Fuck you
listen,
guys."
lady, I'm fucking calling you the fuck out right now. You're goddamn adorable. Live with it.
Anyway,
So,
Rat Race, 20 years old. You can't imagine your parents dying. That's a big escalation.
yeah. So, just thinking about life ahead of time.
You know,
hold on.
what's that thing from Accepted? Taking a walk and thinking about stuff.
Just completely cutting yourself off from where you are right now. Okay, and imagining your parents as children,
Yeah.
where you are right now, and then imagining where they are now. That's fucking impossible. It's impossible for your brain to comprehend where you're going to be in 20 years, and I think it's almost as impossible to comprehend where you've been in the last 10
dude.
years.
Do you not think that I sit here on hours on end thinking about the multiple things I could have talked about with Grandma Penny? think about the fact that, like, if we had this podcast, like, she would not have liked the platform at all.
Why'd you bring that up?
What are you talking about?
You fucked me up, bro.
Oh, don't get sad. Don't get sad. No, like, for real, think about it, though. Like, the fucking insight, bro. The crazy shit.
I've never talked about this really, but
It's okay, man.
when Grandma, when she got bad,
Yeah.
Mom asked me to come down to the hospital.
Yeah.
Before
Wait, before?
she wasn't herself.
Well, hold on. Did you, like, see her? Oh.
She said she was still talking.
Yeah.
And that if I wanted to say anything to her,
Back up. Take a breath.
that I should probably go now.
All right. Back up. Take a breath. For real. You can move that away from you. Just breathe for a second. It's okay. It's okay. I have some shit I've never told anybody that I'm willing to tell today. 'Cause I love you. And it's fun. I just want you to breathe for a second. 'Cause it is okay. And as dumb as it sounds, she would smack you on the forehead and say, "Oh my God, Josh. It's okay." 'Cause she would.
She said if I wanted to say anything to her, I should go now.
Yeah.
And I said no. I'm going to stay home. And I'm going to talk to her when she gets home. Because I know she's going to pull through.
Right.
And she didn't. And the last thing I ever said to her, I don't know if she heard. Because she was,
A little out of it.
she wasn't.
No, she wasn't there.
She wasn't there.
I mean, she was, but she wasn't.
But when I did go, and she was out of it, I was holding her hand, and when I talked to her, I'd like to think she squeezed my hand to tell me she was listening.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Because I didn't go when she was all there. And I should have. I should have.
You can't look at it like that. You know it's something I never told anybody? When I was around 14, maybe 15, I mean, you know her kitchen. Long before, like, Keisha and Scott renovated it. No fault to them. I totally get it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I fucking love how it looks now. Very colorful. Dig it. But
I like the colors.
exactly. Just it brightens the mood, but it still brings the life to the house.
It's very Keisha.
Exactly. It's very Keisha, and I feel like Grandma would just
She'd hate it for her own house, but she loves it because Keisha
Dude,
loves
just-
it.
No, Keisha knows. She would roll over in her grave and be like, "Keisha, what the fuck?"
She would fucking hate it.
But that's why it's great, because like that's totally Keisha. She'd be like, "Mom, but it's okay."
But I love it, so you have to love it.
Exactly. And Grandma would be like, "Fuck, yeah, you're right." But no, I remember, like, when I was like 13 or 14, I asked her. I literally looked her in the face and was like, "Hey, Grandma." She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Have you ever wondered where your life has gone?" Like, just not even thinking about it. And she gave me the most honest answer. She was like, Yeah, I have. And don't be upset about this because the way she said it, she was so pure in the answer. She was like, yeah, I have. She was like, like, not to air out too much information, but she was like, I loved your grandpa and that didn't work out and that's okay. But I had 4 kids because of it. And she was like, I lived overseas and I obviously have lived in the States because that's where we're at. She's like, yeah, I have looked at my age, sat back and wonder where my life has went. Because that's the question I asked, which at the time I'd seen it in movies, but did not realize how fucking tough that question was. And she had every answer. She was like, yeah, this, and that. Like fucking woman was prepared.
She was really good about that.
She was very good about that. And dude, I remember when mom and dad were having issues and it was like 10 years before they had more issues because that's what married people have. And I was like, are mom and dad going to get a divorce? And the only thing she would ever tell me was, no, your mom and dad love each other too much. Always said that. Never, ever, ever, ever. Dude, when I was like 15, when I was 17, when I was 18, I'd ask her these questions. No, your mom and dad love each other too much. And they're still together to this day. So I believe that. And no matter how much ill will grandma had towards whatever happened in life, when I asked her specific questions, I always got direct, specific answers. And that was phenomenal. Because she didn't have to do it. She could have been nice. She could have lied to me and been like, oh my God, it's going to be so great. Like grandmas do. But instead she was like, all right, look here, fucker. You're shit. This is what's going on. Dude, she's the same person who said, get a fucking job. I'm tired of paying your phone bill. $20 a week. Like, what?
But she still did it.
Oh, still did it. Didn't give a fuck. And that's the dopest part about it. And yeah, no, man. I mean, the thing I think I've told Keisha and I've told Paige, my sister and my aunt, but there was a moment I had that I regret, and the more I look at it, the more I don't regret it. Because Penny would have done what Penny always does, and Penny always did what Penny always would do what Penny does. Penny did what Penny wanted to do. And what happened was, do you remember when our uncle and our other uncle, do you remember when she was in like physical therapy?
Yes.
But she still wasn't straight up here?
Yes.
And the nurses got super fucking belligerent.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember that whole ordeal?
I think so.
I was there for that.
Right.
Not only was I there for that, no one has ever talked to me about this other than Keisha. I was in the middle of it to the point where I told the nurse she needed to calm the fuck down because I'm talking to her. Not you. I'm talking to her.
Right.
She didn't like that.
What happened?
My regret was I got loud with the nurse, and the last thing I told Grandma was that I loved her, she'll be okay, and I'll be right back. That was the last thing I said. Ever. And then the next thing that happened was I was living at home with Mom and Dad, and Dad broke into my fucking room, kicked the door in. I was working thirds at the time, so I heard him kick the door in, and I rolled over and was like, oh, fuck it, maybe he wants something I have, I don't know. Like, I didn't know. I was like, maybe, honestly, I thought it was Chloe, because I did have Chloe at the time. I didn't know, but he broke in, and I was working thirds, and it was like 8 a.m. I had just gotten off at like 6:30. By the time I got home, it was like 7:02. I was balls deep in my fucking sleep. Was not awake. Heard the door open. Didn't give a fuck. Dad came in, like rolled over on me as I was, because if you know the bedroom, I had my bed in like the right corner of the room, so I was facing the corner. where the couch is and where your night.
I know where you are. I
like-
know where your bed was. I understand. I know where you were. I know where the
Okay.
bed was.
Either way, I was in that corner and I was facing the wall, that corner in your room, and I can't remember his exact words, but what I can remember is was like, "Hey, I love you a lot, but I thought it was important for you to know that your grandma Penny just died, and we're going to the hospital now, and I'm not sure what they're going to tell us or what they're going to do, but I know you just got off work, but I just wanted to let you know." And I was half asleep, and I still remember. This is the only thing I've ever remembered half asleep. I've had so many drunken nights and so many nights where I'm not drunk and so many nights where I'm just so half asleep. And even to this day, I don't remember those, but I remember this as if I was alive and it was filmed like a movie. I turned over half asleep and said, "Okay." And then I rolled over and went back to bed. And then I went to work the next day. Like, technically that same night, I went to work. I didn't call in. I called in on when Mac Miller died. That night I did not. I went to work. I thought about it. And I thought about it. And then I thought about it some more. And then I thought about it some more. And then that brought me to the night where I was overworking myself and at a job I fucking hated. And the only reason I was working was because I felt like I had something to prove. And I obviously like was with old girl at the time. And I'm not going to say I was providing for her, but I was paying for a lot. That was tough. But still thought back to that night. I was like, I could have not gone to bed and been at the hospital. But that didn't help. The more I guess that's what I'm trying to get at is I haven't told anybody that. I haven't told many. The most I've told is maybe Paige, maybe Keisha. That's about it. I haven't told anybody that story. I think about that all the time. I don't regret it anymore. And this is going to sound really dumb. But in that moment, I was tired. Really, really tired. And I think about that all the time. Why did I go to bed after I heard that? Why did I hear that, recognize it, and then go back to sleep? Because I was tired. And in the weirdest way, I really think she would have understood. He was tired. Let him sleep. That's how I live with that. And that may not make sense to a lot of people, but I really feel like you get that. I was tired. And I needed to rest.
I do.
My nose just hit my microphone and I'm super mad about it. This is not a depressing podcast. We do not talk about stuff like this. I did not mean to get this real with you, Josh. But my God, you're my brother and I love you. And Grandma, I love you too. You know what? What episode is this? Is this 19?
Yeah.
19's for you, Gma Penny. What is it? What do we call her? Bionic Grandma. I still have that coat. I still have that. It's hanging up right behind me. Have that coat. She's Bionic Grandma because she broke her shoulder and then had to get a new shoulder. It was metal. But hey now, don't get set on me, mister.
My bad.
Don't apologize, dude. It's okay. If this was a visual, it'd be a little different. We could obviously it could be a visual, and I could but it's an audio.
I just feel like
Dude, it's okay. You don't need to feel like
you've come to terms with a lot of things. I was doing a lot of things to come to terms.
That's another thing I've learned in life that other people haven't, and other people who might never will. Accepting things that are really hard, and I don't know. There was a lot of it that I genuinely can 100% say, even a year and a half ago, which may not sound like a lot of time, but it was at the time. I never thought I would get over so many things, and the pandemic did change a lot, but what didn't change was how I felt. And what eventually changed was how I felt about the way I was dealing with it, which ultimately changed how I would eventually feel.
Right. I get it. I know what you mean.
No one's saying to get over it now. No one's saying you'll get over it tomorrow. No one's saying you'll process it in due time. What will happen is that you'll eventually be okay. And I can't promise you that'll be tomorrow. What I can't promise is it will be eventually. And I can totally assure you that she'd be like, Josh, you're good, dog. She won't say dog. She'd hate that shit.
She might say dog.
She
If I was crying enough, she'd say dog.
she might say dog. She's a sweetie, man. Oh, boy. But, boy, I tell you what, she was a fucking quick whip.
She's so funny.
Oh, my God. Hey, we're not about to sit here and get sad. We're rejoicing. It's okay. It did take me a lot of time to get right here, though.
A lot of things I wish I would have said.
And I know it won't make you feel better if I tell you we all feel that way. Because you'll be like, oh, nostalgia, shut the fuck up. Like, I get it.
It's just like little
I've
things.
heard that before, motherfucker. Like, yeah, little things isn't how. Or just like the little quirks and like stuff you remember.
Just like stupid shit. Like I never got to go see Rocky Horror Picture Show.
No,
Like
I did,
shit.
dude. I didn't either. I never. Okay, that's another thing. Is everybody always talks about Rocky Horror? I never
went.
No,
I never
okay,
got to go.
No. I only heard.
I didn't get to go at all.
I only heard about everybody having fun. Okay, I never went to the fun.
I remember the one year Scott dressed up.
Frankenfurter.
Scott dressed up as Frankenfurter. Oh, that was great.
That was great.
I remember the year that we couldn't go up to Lincoln.
2020.
It was me, Paige, Elijah, and Ethan. Not Ethan.
My name's Ethan. Oh,
Me, Paige,
Jonas?
Jonas? Elijah, and Jonas.
Wait,
I always do that.
why couldn't you guys go?
I don't remember, but me, Paige, Elijah, and Jonas, and Grandma. We couldn't.
Oh, you
get
guys went to the
cabins,
other
so we
one.
went to McCormick's Creek.
I know what happened. Do you want to know what happened?
Sure.
She didn't book it a year in advance. That was the year that
Was that Betty Sue?
I can't say it live. I'll explain after the podcast. No, it's nothing terrible. It's just basically a series of unfortunate events caused her to not be able to book the cabins a year in advance. And believe it or not, the people at Lincoln State Park know Penny Eigelhart by first and last name because she went 45 years in a fucking row.
45, yeah. I think the last year was 45. It was 44 years in a row when she said it. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ. Stop it. What we're not about to do is that. But Either way, yeah, no. So I can't say it live. But I will say that she just technically she just couldn't afford it that year.
Yeah.
And then you guys went. Well, I'm sorry, couldn't afford it in time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys ended up going to McCormick's Creek.
Yeah.
And if we're being completely honest, I didn't go.
It was a great time.
I was at
There
work.
was no AC.
I was yeah, no, I was told that, and I was like, thank God. But I didn't go, and I was very upset.
Yeah, it was.
Never brought that up, by the way.
You could have.
Struggled by myself. It was okay.
You could have gone.
I don't think anybody understands how much I suffer in silence,
You don't have to.
but I do.
Most people who suffer in silence because they don't speak up.
Most people who suffer.
Talk about that while you go to the bathroom.
Have you ever thought about the fact that people suffer in silence because they don't want to bring it up because they suffer in silence for a reason? The silence is their that's it.
Then you're not suffering in silence. You're actively accepting the silence.
Oh. How can you say that and then walk away? I can't even rebuttal. This fucking guy. We did not mean to get sad this podcast. It was my fault. It was my fault. I have processed a lot more up top than most people in my position, I suppose, obviously including my brother. So I do apologize if it was upsetting, but what I will say is get the fuck over it because we're all humans, as we were talking an hour ago. I'm not pro-choice. I'm not I'm not pro like Republican. I'm not pro fucking liberal. I am pro people. I love humans. It'll be okay. You fuckers will get the fuck over it. I was telling him off, Josh.
What was that last
I
part?
was telling him the
What
fuck
was
off.
that
I was
last part?
I was-
You fuckers will get the full verdict.
No, you fuckers will. That is not what I said. I said you fuckers will get the fuck over it.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's on recording. It was clear into my headphones. I can
Okay.
only I can only
From far away. It
yeah,
was not
no,
clear.
no, I can only assume you just kind of heard it from afar. But
It's- it sounded like you said, "You fuckers will."
no, you fuckers will get the fuck over it. I said it like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so it sounded groggy, but
I'm sure if it was good on your headphones, I'm sure it was good.
it was. Yeah, it sounded fun.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, it'll be okay.
I'm cool.
Yeah, I just
Went
told
to the
him.
bathroom, I'm cool.
Told them, fuck off. He's taking a piss. When we come back, we're gonna be 110%.
110.
Okay, we're 105, but we're getting there.
You can hear my nose. the sniffles.
But-
That's all.
But I tell
I'm
you,
good though.
I tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
I tell you what.
What do we're at one.
No, we're at 213.
What?
Yeah.
We should end it.
Not on that note.
Not
Well,
on that.
no.
We'll get upbeat. We'll get upbeat.
It's a little too sad.
Fucking Trisha Paytas, bro.
Yeah, actually, let's. Dude.
Okay, so I
hold on.
refrained
Hold
fro-
on.
let me
Before
spit this out. Let me
before
spit
I
this out on my
before
face.
I verbally suck your dick. Wonderful segue. Continue. Now we'll verbally do it. Go ahead. Just laugh. No one fucking cares.
That was so rough.
No, it wasn't. That was.
Before I verbally suck your cock.
Whoa! I did not say cock. I said dick.
Whoa, I said dick. What is wrong with you? I'm more.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, Josh. Trisha fucking Paytas. Dude,
Have
okay.
you seen the one where she was dressed up as Ethan?
Oh, we gotta quit touching our mics if we're gonna have these fucking boom arms.
Have you seen the one where she was dressed up as Ethan and Ethan was dressed up as her?
That was a great episode.
Okay, but there was something that she talks about
Oh boy.
where she says,
You know what's? Hey, can we talk about?
ooh, okay, hold on. It just clicked in my brain. I gotta spit this out. She's talking about her husband or fiance, Moses, Ethan's brother.
No, Gila's brother, Ethan's brother-in-law.
Gila's brother. She's talking about Moses, Gila's brother,
Okay.
and that she hit him.
There's pictures.
Trisha did. She hit him.
There's pictures.
And Moses and Trisha agreed that they wouldn't publicly announce anything about it. And
No.
Ethan announced it, and Ethan talked about it.
No,
or
no.
uploaded a podcast.
No,
or something.
no. So what happened was I've seen this. I can. I'm
just speak
okay.
on the exact situation.
Hold on. I'm not
say what
gonna. I'm
happened.
not gonna sit here and saying I'm fact checking Josh.
You're
What
good,
I
you're good.
am saying is from what I've read and what I've understood is Trisha and Ethan didn't necessarily have a conversation about it. Ethan gave consent to, oh, I'm sorry, Moses gave consent to Ethan that he was allowed to talk about it. Trisha was very surprised.
So what
And
happened was
what she kept doing was every time she was baffled at what Ethan was saying that Moses said she did to him, you can see in the podcast, Trisha kept looking at Moses because apparently Moses was on set and she was...
She basically made it seem
Dude,
like
she-
her and Moses has said that they weren't going to talk about it. And
She
Ethan was
was-
like, "You fucking abused him. I'm gonna talk about it." And she got upset
hold
about
on,
that.
it's more elaborate than that. The
It's
way
a little more elaborate.
no,
than that,
not a
but
little more.
the
No,
fucking
no,
down
no,
pat
no. Look at the way she's
in
looking. No,
general?
look at the way that Ethan mentions it. Trisha looks at Moses in disgust, like, "Wait, hold on. That's what we're talking about." It shows you that she looks like she's the abuser, and the abusive is mentioning it to someone who will talk about it, and the abuser's like,
Why are you fucking mentioning it to him?
"Yeah," but she looks like it's almost like a.
It's just low key enough that you wouldn't pick up on it if you weren't looking for it.
Well, it's low key enough to where it looks like she's just looking at her partner like, "Dude, you'd fucking say that," but in reality, she's looking at him like,
Dude, why the fuck are you saying what's
but,
happening?
but she
That's
does,
between
but
us.
she doesn't look at him that intensely. But there are literally pictures to prove it. He has pictures of what his bruised skin looks like after she beat him up. But if we're being honest, we don't know if that is actually true.
In a bubble,
In
her
a bubble.
facial expressions don't matter. But with all the overarching context, she looks like she's a fucking abuser.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
But like
Agreed. Completely agreed. 100% agreed.
like we mentioned in maybe 14 or
We'll just say the last podcast or the podcast
No, I'm not
before.
going to say the last one because what we're not about to do is fuck ourselves. In a couple podcasts ago, maybe 14, maybe 15, I don't know. You figure it the fuck out.
We've mentioned in previous podcasts.
We have mentioned that I genuinely think Trisha may have severe mental illness, but
BPD.
What?
BPD.
bipolar disorder? No, I'm not even going to say that because what I'm saying is she may have a mental illness, but at what point do you at what point do you stop holding her responsible?
Do you know what she has according to her?
What?
According to her, she has BPD. She also has multiple personality disorder. She also has anxiety. She also has ADHD. Did you know she also is transgender and she's bisexual? But she's not transgender anymore.
I don't care about any of that. Is she medicated?
Nope.
Do we know
Wait,
that?
yes. But maybe no.
Can you... This may not be accurate, but can you, Google it? Can you pull that up, Josh?
Last I checked, she was not on any medication. She was working through it with, what's his name? Moses.
Moses?
Yeah.
I'm afraid he's not a psychiatrist. My only issue is if she knows all this and she's not trying to, I don't know. Some people are against medication, so I don't want to sit here and say she's not medicating herself. What I do want to say is she's not helping herself.
She's on medication for paranoid schizophrenia. And I know that's confirmed. that she
Okay,
has
well
that.
then to be honest, that could be all she has and that could cause all of this. And it doesn't necessarily mean that her medicine's working. That's the problem.
She hears voices and shit.
Okay, well then that could be so many things.
Also, therapists are trying to diagnose her, which is
Wait, what?
hard to discern.
What do you mean? Damn, bro, just hit every fucking thing behind you.
In the U.S., it's the only place that therapists can, dude, I forgot the word I just said. Diagnose, thank you. The U.S. is the only place therapists can diagnose an illness.
Mm-hmm.
In other places, therapists aren't allowed to diagnose it.
What does it have? Wait, what? She lives in the U.S.
Right. So in the U.S., she's diagnosed with BPD and a couple other things, but it was by a therapist. And I don't think.
How about you just look it up?
I did. That's what I'm trying to say.
The therapist from is her therapist from the U.S. or is that what you're saying? Is we don't know?
I'm saying that she's diagnosed by a therapist, but in most places, like just because the U.S. does it doesn't mean that should be accepted and that is the rule, because in a lot of places
Okay, but
the U.S. does things and the other places do the opposite.
okay, but still, that's
and
a
it
stick.
works way
Okay,
better.
but at the same time, most medical professionals across the world agree on general diagnoses.
yes and no.
Mostly,
For this specific,
mostly
for this
yes.
specific case, therapists aren't allowed to diagnose that specific disease that they diagnosed in the U.S. That's what I'm saying.
What is the diagnosis?
Schizophrenia, paranoid schizophrenia. A therapist diagnosed her with that, and anywhere
Paranoid
else,
schizophrenia.
paranoid schizophrenia. Anywhere else, a therapist isn't allowed to diagnose that.
What she's
Therapists aren't allowed to diagnose you.
What's you can't. Okay, but that could be argued that they can't diagnose you fucking over the phone, or over.
In general,
Yeah, but that no. But okay, they can't legally diagnose you, but that doesn't mean.
I've been to the therapist the most.
No, that's no. What I'm saying is you can't legally
Shut up,
diagnose somebody that way, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't have a professional from overseas say, "This is what I diagnose you with." You can't automatically brush off their opinion because by legal standard they
but at
they
the same
can't
time,
give you that diagnosis.
at the same time, you can't automatically agree with that.
Okay, well then,
opinion.
okay, what we're not about to do is split hairs with mental illness, which is exactly what that sounds like, and that sounds
But
like
it's the same
that
argument.
sounds
it's
like
the
a
same
very
argument to
slippery
where
slope.
You can't diagnose bipolar disorder in young kids because you literally just can't. You're
no,
not
that's
allowed
different.
to diagnose young kids with bipolar
No,
disorder.
that's completely different. And would you like to know why?
Why?
Because bipolar disorder has personality traits.
How does paranoid schizophrenia not have personality traits?
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, as a medical professional from overseas is different from saying you can't diagnose someone who's underage and just has mood swings compared to
But
someone who's a full-grown adult
I'm-
and
I'm
has
not-
bipolar
I'm
mood
not
swings.
saying like she has a doctor from just in general, just for reference.
No, what you
I'm
were
not saying she has a doctor from the UK and she got diagnosed, so that's cool.
no, you're
I'm
saying in the
saying-
U.S. she has.
In the US, in general, even if it wasn't like that specific doctor,
Yeah.
if it was another doctor from the US, she was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. But only in the US can that therapist like diagnose her.
And I'm saying only in the U.S. that issue right there is bullshit. Because
Okay, but only in the US do we use the metric system.
that's also different. That's not a medical diagnosis.
Right, but we use it because we've always used it, but we
No,
shouldn't use it because
no.
the imperial
It's
system is
it's
way
no,
easier.
no. It's not. We used it because we've always used it. That is different. That is not true. We have not always used it. We have actually tried to change that, and everybody said, "Fuck that."
I think it's because we're stupid.
No, well, that's what I'm saying is we tried to change that, and fuck. Oh, this is gonna sound so rough. It was in the 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s. We tried to change it. I know. There's like 40 decades, guys. There's like 4 or 5 decades. We tried it. To be fair, I think it was under the Nixon administration, which is already problematic to begin with. But we tried.
Ooh, I'm problematic.
I know. Okay. The point is, we
He's
tried.
a problem.
That's my point. Is you can't sit here and be like, oh, well, under U.S. diagnosis, which is the only thing she has, this is what's legal precedent. My point is like that's a hard thing to use because you could use that for a lot of things, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's valid. That's just the only thing you actually have on paper, and that may or may not, which it sounds like to her benefit, is to her benefit.
I just meant she needs a new opinion.
No, she needs more opinions. I don't care.
That's what I mean.
No, I know. I'm just. You fucking lost me with the whole overseas thing because that pissed me off. I'm like, no.
Okay, but if the U.S. is the only person that does this, and everywhere else is like, no, you can't do that.
The U.S. isn't the only people who do this.
The U.S. is the only people who let therapists diagnose you. Yes, fact. Therapists are not allowed to diagnose you anywhere else. Therapists cannot do diagnosis unless you are in the U.S. And it's in specific areas in the U.S. Or it might be
the entire U.S. That's the one I don't know, is if it's in the entire U.S. or specific areas. But I know it's only the U.S. Unless fucking Australia's updated their terms of service. Jesus. He's Googling right now.
Hard.
Googling the shit out of it. I'm problematic. He's a problem. I win as Aladdin.
Okay, so you're half right and half wrong, but mostly wrong from what I'm reading. So, most U.S. state laws allow psychologists licensed in the United States to offer services internationally, as long as a client's country of residence does not require additional licensing or training. And then it also says the board notifies California consumers that if this is basically, can you see a therapist in a different country? And it's basically saying yes, but no, but yes.
But that wasn't what I was stating.
No, what you're referring to is only U.S. therapists can diagnose you. That's not true.
I'm saying it is only acceptable. Like, you can get medication for a diagnosis that a therapist gives you only in America.
Not true. If they're considered a therapist / psychiatrist.
That's different.
No.
That's a completely separate.
No, it's not.
It's like illusion casting.
Okay, no, you can call it illusion casting. What I'm telling you from definition.
I hear you.
From the world definition.
I hear you.
If they're considered a therapist and or, not slash, and or psychiatrist, they can legally diagnose you and can and or result in medication.
In the U.S.
No, worldwide.
That's what it said.
If they're considered a therapist and
And?
or a psychiatrist.
So if they're a therapist, they can diagnose you.
No. A therapist and or a psychiatrist, that is the cutoff that you are not understanding.
and or means or a so they can be a therapist or a psychiatrist, and or means they can be both.
Jesus Christ, Josh. Depending on the definition of the country, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's the reason they throw in and or. It's the specifics. It's not.
You're getting irritated because I'm trying to make sure I
No,
understand your point. And
no,
I'm like, okay,
I-
this is your
no,
point, right?
no.
And you're like, no.
No, that's what
This
I,
is
no.
my point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's your
No,
point,
no,
right? And you're
no.
like, no.
No.
This is my point.
Yeah, exactly. You're not understanding my point. What I'm trying to tell you is what you're trying to say is not true. It's an and or. What you're saying is not true. What I'm saying isn't true. What they're saying is it depends on what they consider it to be. So whichever country considers, oh, they're a psychiatrist. Oh, they're a therapist. Whichever country is like, we can diagnose you meds, that's what they go with. Roughly basing it.
Okay, but my statement was therapists outside of the U.S. cannot prescribe. And you're saying
They
yes,
can.
but they have to be psychiatrists, not therapists.
No, what I'm saying is it's based off the country's.
Hold on, hear me out. Hear
It's
me out. Just
no,
listen.
it's
Just
based
listen
off
to
the
my train of
it's
thought.
literally based off the country's definition of therapist or psychiatrist.
Right.
And those
And
can
if they're
no,
outside of the U.S.
No, they can go hand in hand depending. It literally doesn't matter what country they're in. It goes hand in hand. Psychiatrist, therapist. It literally depends on the specific country's fucking origin and how they interpret psychiatrist or therapist. Can a therapist give a diagnosis? Psychologists hold a
Psychologists can diagnose Psychiatrists can't.
Hold on. Okay. Psychologist and psychiatrist is not what you asked. You asked therapist and psychology.
Psychologist is therapist.
No,
and
it's not.
And psychiatrist.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
You're saying that You're saying that therapist and what?
No, I'm saying there's a difference between therapy and psychotherapy, which is exactly the distinction you're not understanding. Psychology and psychologists are different from therapists. But that does not necessarily mean that a therapist who is a certified psychologist cannot give a diagnosis, because they in fact can, depending on the country and origin they are based in. That's what I'm trying to tell you, is it doesn't fucking make sense.
Most of the arguments are because they get paid for it.
Exactly.
If they're reimbursed.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're arguing because motherfuckers get paid.
No, we're arguing because they don't fucking know. They're just like, maybe.
If they get paid for it, they know. That's what the internet just said.
Roughly, but not necessarily, and that's why it's irritating. If you're not mad, I am. That's fucking annoying. That's basically saying, I have a PhD, but even though I may not, I can still do what I can.
You have to give me money, and if you give me money, I'll diagnose you.
Right. Which is crazy, because in most countries, that's not how it works. It's mostly in the U.S. that's how it works. So if we're being completely honest, you know what I've always wondered? Do we get biased search results based on the country we're in?
Yes. Yes.
Well, I know.
If you're in China and you Google certain things, it's like rough.
Well, I know we get biased streaming results based on the country we're in. So therefore, like, Netflix has, if we're being completely honest, whether you guys know it or not, Netflix has like every movie you would ever want to watch ever, depending on the country you're in.
Yeah, like Disney Plus has an adult version if you're in anywhere else.
Yeah, Netflix has most of the things you would get on demand in the U.S. Overseas, it's free for Netflix.
Yep.
Well, sorry, free. $14 fucking $99.
I think it's like Friends.
Dude,
Friends
yeah,
is on Netflix.
No, Friends is on Netflix. Like How I Met Your Mother is on Netflix. Like all that shit.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine is on Netflix.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Shit like that. I have to fucking pee. What we can get into before we end the podcast, which will be in about like 15 minutes. That'll be good. That'll be good. Dude, you're looking at me like, this fucking guy, he wants to keep going. And I'm like, yeah, I do.
It's because you're about to go pee, and I'm like, really?
Yeah, I'm about to go pee.
We can just end it right now, then you can go pee.
No, fuck that. I want to keep talking. So you were talking, oh my God, you were talking earlier about something, and you never finished your point. Do you know what I'm talking about? Of course he doesn't. Oh my God, what was it?
Was it video games?
Yes.
I was talking about Summer Games Fest.
You were talking about Summer Games
and
Fest.
I was going to bring
you
up
were
the
talking
new
about
games
something you
that
were
they
pissed
announced.
about. There was something at the summer, not at. There was something about along these lines that you weren't happy about, but then you were also thrilled about. He just shook his head in defiance, as if that's going to help anybody.
I didn't know the words that he used did not remind me or jog my memory. I don't know.
I don't think we've talked about the first episode of Loki.
We have.
I don't think we have.
We have.
It came out last Wednesday?
Yep.
So Monday's recording.
We talked about it.
Fuck it, let's talk about the second. He wanted to talk about it tomorrow, but I'm refusing. Let's talk about it now.
Okay, King is definitely.
Well, if we're
show up.
being completely honest, by the time they get this tomorrow, it'll probably be late afternoon, because I do want to apologize for those who are waiting.
I'm about to break it down. You ready?
For those who were waiting at 7 a.m. to get this podcast, I apologize. We're recording at 2:32 a.m. the
Nobody's
night
waiting at
before.
7 a.m.
Okay, yeah, you're fucking right. Josh, go ahead and talk.
So, in this new episode, okay, we finally get the answer to spoiler. Anybody who doesn't want to know, Loki episode 2 spoiler right now. This is happening right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoiler territory. So, at the very end of the episode, it is revealed that the variant we are looking for is indeed Lady Loki, or a lady version of Loki. So, my theory is in separate versions of this in different languages, I think it's like Portugal, you can see her name in the credits as Sylvie. Now, if you're from comic books, Sylvie is actually the Enchantress's name. Like Enchantress, not Lady Loki, Enchantress. So the difference between the two is Enchantress is an entirely separate character, right? It's not a different version of Loki or anything like that. She is her own person, like the difference in Thor and Loki. Completely separate people, not Loki and Lady Loki. Right. So I believe that Marvel is adapting the storyline to where instead of it being Lady Loki, it's going to be a combination of Enchantress and Lady Loki. So we're going to get both, but it's not going to outright be Lady Loki. It's just going to be Enchantress. That is my guess. Also, Owen Wilson is going to sacrifice himself for Loki. 100%. 100%. Owen Wilson's going to die by the end of this. Or he's going to have a clone. Or both. We'll see. In the comic books, Mobius has like a bunch of different versions of himself. So I'm sure that Owen Wilson is not going to make it through the very end of the season. It all just depends. This is awful. Why did you hand me this?
Water?
It's Buble.
Yeah, water.
It's awful.
Still water.
Still awful.
Piece of shit.
I thought you were making pizza. Did you forget?
No, I'll make ramen instead.
You'll make ramen instead. I'm problematic. He's a problem.
What the fuck were you talking about?
Loki.
What did you say?
I think that the Lady Loki that they introduced in the very ending of this episode isn't actually Lady Loki. It's a ruse to make us think that it's Lady Loki because there's precedent for that in the comics, and it's not.
Hold on. It's in the comics. That's all I heard. That part.
Lady
That
Loki?
part. Lady Loki. You think it's actually
There's
the
precedent in the comic books
There's
for Lady Loki
there's-
to be
hold
the
on,
exact
hold
same
on.
Loki.
There's precedent.
There's precedent.
There
in
you
the
go.
comic books.
I heard president. I'm like, who's the president?
There's precedent in the comic books that our Loki, who died, who got his neck snapped by Thanos,
Correct.
just in general, right? So our main Loki went back, right, whenever he died, and his soul got reincarnated into a body that was for Lady Sif, right? In the comic books.
Mm-hmm.
In the body that was for Lady Sif, so one of Thor's companions, the chick,
Right.
he went and he got reincarnated in that body, but it was Loki's soul from the main timeline. So our boy Loki got reincarnated as a girl. That is Lady Loki, right? I think that this chick that we just saw
They might have.
isn't Lady Loki.
They might,
not at all.
Well, they might have had a subtle nod to that when Loki. Spoiler alert! When Loki was like, "Say I kicked the Hulk off the Bifrost."
Why would that? How?
Why would you mention
It's just a reference.
that? Is it though?
Yeah. Because
No.
the Hulk fought the wolf. So he's saying
No, Loki wouldn't know he kicked Hulk off the Bifrost
he didn't.
in Asgard.
He didn't.
Yeah, he said that though.
Okay, but he didn't.
He
didn't kick Hulk off the thing.
Exactly.
It was an example.
Okay, no, but he didn't even know fucking Hulk was in Asgard.
But he did at that point.
No, he didn't. Go back and watch the episodes. He had no idea that Hulk was in Asgard.
By the time he's explaining the apocalypse events, he's already seen when he dies. So meaning he's seen Ragnarok. So he knew that Hulk was on
Asgard.
Okay, he saw Ragnarok, but Ragnarok doesn't necessarily have Hulk to do with it.
does.
No, Ragnarok is an event
on.
without Hulk.
The Ragnarok he saw the movie
But no.
Thor Ragnarok.
No.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
not true.
It is true.
No, because Ragnarok can happen no matter what.
He saw his future. He saw Thor Ragnarok the movie, plain and simple. That is what he's watched on the fucking prompter. Like the thing he saw in episode 1. He watched Thor Ragnarok the movie.
I don't think Hulk was in that.
He was. Hulk was in that. He
Can
was
you-
on Sakaar.
Can you Google
Yes,
it?
I can. I don't even have to Google it. Like I can. He was in Sakaar.
It's a good thing that's not what I asked. Pull it up.
Oh my god. Okay.
No, you can't. Oh my God, okay me. If like I'm
okay,
if
but
I'm over
telling
here.
you, Thor and Hulk were the main characters of Thor Ragnarok. And
Correct.
Hulk.
Ragnarok is not a single storyline with just Thor and Hulk. What I'm saying is Ragnarok is an event. And Thor made
The
that.
Loki that we follow in the Loki show is the Loki that goes on to follow Thor Ragnarok. We watch Loki's life. There is only one timeline, okay?
Okay,
The-
but the Loki we have stopped at 2012 Loki.
And it is the exact same Loki that goes on to do the same timeline. So the Mobius shows him the timeline, and the timeline goes on to include Thor
I've
Ragnarok.
seen the episode. What I'm asking is I don't think they showed the Hulk.
They showed him Thor Ragnarok. Hulk was in Thor Ragnarok.
No.
Yes.
They showed him Ragnarok. They never showed him Thor Ragnarok. You can't dispute that specifically
I
because
can.
no,
I can 100%
no,
can.
because Ragnarok is an event.
Okay. Ragnarok is an event, but on the sacred timeline, Hulk was always at Ragnarok.
Then prove it.
I did. I just
No,
told you.
no,
I just told you.
I don't care what you.
Thor
I'm asking,
Ragnarok
I'm
is the
literally-
sacred
I
timeline.
Literally want you to show me. Why?
What do you want me to show you?
What?
That Thor was in the Hulk was in the movie? You know that. You've seen Ragnarok.
We're not talking about the movie timeline.
Okay,
no,
we
s-
are.
no,
The
we're
sacred
not.
timeline
No.
is the movie. You're overthinking it.
No,
Stop.
I'm not.
Relax.
No, I'm for the record, you're the one that's not relaxed. But
Okay, because you're asking me to explain it, and
no,
I'm explaining
no,
it to you.
I'm
You're like,
not,
explain
no,
it
no,
better.
I'm not asking you to explain it. I'm asking you to show me proof.
Have you seen Thor Ragnarok? Proof.
Jesus Christ. I'm asking you to show me that the Loki from 2012 now in Loki fucking movie or TV show knows that Hulk was involved in the event
Have you seen Loki episode 1?
that would happen no matter what.
Have you seen Loki
in
episode
Ragnarok.
1?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember in Loki episode 1?
I'm-
I am pulling it up. Do you remember in Loki episode 1 whenever he's watching the timeline?
Yes,
and he
which is
moves
why I'm
forward
asking
and
you
he
to show
watches
me
him
because
kill
I don't
himself?
remember Hulk being in it. That's what I've asked you for
Okay,
6
and
fucking
I'm
minutes
trying
now.
to tell you, even if
Don't
in
care.
the episode,
Show me.
even if in the
Calm the fuck
episode,
down.
because you're not letting me finish. You don't fucking care what I have to say. I'm trying to tell you why you're wrong, and you're like, no,
It's not
that's
a-
not
no,
how
no.
it works.
I
Because
don't-
you're telling
no,
me, and you're not looking it
no,
up to make sure you're right.
no.
I know I'm right.
No, I don't want you to.
I'm
tell me,
right.
No, I don't want you to tell me why I'm wrong. I want you to show me why I'm wrong.
And I'm saying, if you've seen Thor Ragnarok, that is what happens to the 2012 Loki. That is the sacred timeline. It doesn't change. We just get variants that they fix. That's it. That's the only thing that changes in the timeline ever. So we always get Hulk, always, forever, no matter what happens, no matter fucking whatever. Hulk is always and forever, no matter what, at Ragnarok. No matter what.
Show me. Why is that such? I don't understand.
If you've seen, I don't know how I'm going to show you differently than you've already seen it. If
It's-
you've
no,
seen
it's
Thor
not- it's-
Ragnarok, that's
yeah,
it.
yeah, no, that's okay. But based off specifically the Loki TV show, they've
What
No,
I'm saying is true.
No, they've literally showed plot holes that in game.
No,
they-
absolutely wrong.
No, that's not true. They've literally showed plot holes that in game kind of doesn't even make sense based off the TVA. That's why I'm saying.
No, they've said the time travel always happened.
No,
Loki knew there
no.
were multiple Tony Starks. What?
There have been, apparently you're not reading, there's multiple articles that prove that Endgame is kind of not...
That's not what we're talking
That's
about.
not-
We're
no.
talking about Loki and
No,
Thor
no,
being in
no.
Ragnarok.
Hold on. Based off what you're saying, this is the main timeline, correct?
Sacred
Which-
timeline.
Yeah.
The only thing that happens is variance.
And Endgame.
No, in-game always happened.
Because
Did you
it's-
watch the show?
Stop slamming your hand. You just said the sacred timeline, which is in-game.
The sacred timeline
Which is in-game.
not just in-game. Everything.
In-
Everything's the sacred timeline,
And no.
including Ragnarok. Yes.
Which includes in-game.
Okay, but my whole point, your sticking point, is Hulk in Ragnarok. How did Loki know Hulk was in Ragnarok?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
because
no,
he
no, no,
watched
no,
Ragnarok.
not Luke, not Loki. 2012 Loki. How did he know?
Because he watched the reel that showed him his own death. He watched everything that happened after 2012 in the show. And the only thing that happened to him after 2012 was Ragnarok and Thor the Dark World. He watched his mom die in Thor the Dark World.
Yeah, the cuts only showed us. The
And-
cuts literally only showed us what they showed us. They never showed Hulk.
Oh my God, Ethan.
No, it's not. Oh my God, Ethan.
It is, oh my God, Ethan, because you're fucking getting caught up on the fact that we didn't watch him watch it.
How about you calm the fuck down?
Because I've been trying to explain this to you, and you don't care how many times I explain it. You're
No,
like, well,
I-
explain it to me better.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying prove your point, and instead you're getting mad that I don't understand your point.
Have you seen the two shows?
Yes, and
I don't need to prove it. It's
no,
proven.
No, it's not. It's lucidly based. There is no proven plot point.
He watched Ragnarok. He watched it happen.
No, he watched the Ragnarok event, and what I'm trying to tell you is in the comic,
Hulk was there.
Hulk did not have to be involved in Ragnarok, and they made that.
And I'm saying that Hulk was there in the sacred timeline, the timeline he watched. That means Hulk was there.
Then prove it.
I just did.
Calm.
The sacred
down.
timeline is Ragnarok. Ragnarok always happens the exact same way every single fucking time.
No.
Yes, it's the sacred timeline. It happens the exact same way every single time. That's how it has to happen. That's why it's the sacred timeline.
Yeah, and the last episode we just watched proves that the sacred timeline can obviously be fucking enhanced and not the
No.
sacred timeline. Yeah.
No, she dropped a bunch of reset charges, and then they're going to have to fix it.
On the sacred timeline.
Jesus fucking Christ. Are you retarded?
Are you retarded?
I'm explaining this to you in the simplest way possible, and you're like, you're not explaining it.
I don't know why you have to be so mean. I'm just
Because
trying
I'm
I'm trying to have a conversation, and instead you'd rather get mad and be upset and take it personal. When in reality, I'm just like, calm down, explain it to me in layman's terms.
Because
and
I did
no,
3 times, and
no,
you're like,
no, you didn't.
doesn't make
no,
sense.
actually, as a matter of fact, we can play this back, and I can show you that you didn't explain it. You just said you should know this because you saw this, this, and that. And I'm like, I get what you're.
I
s-
broke it down. I said
God,
in
no,
Loki.
no, you
okay,
didn't. No,
okay,
no,
okay.
no,
in
no,
in
you
Loki
don't.
the show,
Okay, fine,
in
don't
Loki
let
the
me
show,
finish this.
episode
Okay.
1,
Yeah,
in
sure.
Loki the show, episode 1. Okay, they go into detail. Okay, Mobius shows him his life. Okay, there's only one life for this Loki, this particular Loki. Right? There is no multiverse. There is no difference. There is a sacred timeline, and this Loki in this version goes through this specific events, right? And he's watching the reel of his life. 2012 Loki, doesn't matter if it's 2012, 2014, it just matters when they show him his future will be, right? Do you get it so far? Yes?
You gonna mansplain me, or are you gonna talk to me like a human?
Well, if you would fucking listen to me the past 7 times I would explain it, I wouldn't have to explain it to you like you're retarded.
All right, we'll see you guys next episode. Everybody have a good night. Okay. I just want to let everybody know we are fine, blah, 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 blah. Like, no, I just cut it and was like, fuck it, we'll end the podcast. Like, no, we're good. Everything's copacetic, blah, 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 blah. I know from a realistic standpoint, Josh and I get mad a lot. And we do this thing where we get really fucking mad and we take things personally. And then we get heated. And then we decide, fuck it, now is the time to talk about it, which is totally fine. And if we're being completely honest, it's kind of the entire point of the entire podcast is us being unedited, unfocused, and just like maintained. Not even maintain, just like us just fucking going at it. So I apologize if like that makes anybody uncomfortable, but like get the fuck over. Like it just we're just bullshitting, and the bullshit just so happens to come down to us getting fucking mad at each other, and then it is what it is. I mean, you have 3 hours to go through, so it's okay. To be fair, Josh is right 99.99% of the time. It's mostly him just arguing with my opinion, and my opinion is pretty biased most of the time. So, one could argue it is my fault. And in actuality, it probably is my fault. In the moment, I fucking hate admitting it. But in actuality, like, yeah, no, Josh is right, like, most of the time. And he needs to come the fuck back in here so he can explain his side of it. If me just explaining it doesn't sound like anybody cares. But if he comes in and was like, hey, good for Ethan. Here he is. I think he's done peeing now. Ooh, he just cracked his neck. He's like, here comes the fucking podcast.
What's up? What were we talking about?
I was just explaining to them that, like, regardless of how anyone feels, 99% of the time, you're usually right.
I don't know about 99% of the time. I don't think it's anybody's right or wrong.
No, I was basically just explaining that, like, even when we get personal, it's not, like, audience personal. It's literally just you and me personal.
Yeah.
And
I wasn't yelling at you guys.
yeah, no. And I was explaining that, like, you were mad and you had every reason to be mad because you were mad at me. But I also explained that was mainly my fault because when it comes down to it, chances are I pissed you off, and that's what I did. And what are you looking at? Oh, why the fuck? Wait, why is that? Never mind.
I asked you to do something.
I got you.
I got you. That.
But we're
And I
at
didn't think you had enough. Oh, fuck. No, you definitely don't.
Josh.
It really wasn't. It was not. I can fix it.
Is on fabric. It's my only concern. Because I'm still struggling with the.
What you know about rolling down on the deep?
When your brain rolls numb and you
When
call
your
it
brain goes numb and you
call it mental freeze.
Mental freeze, right?
Yeah.
For the longest time, I thought
And
it
these
was mental
people
freak.
talk too much, but that shit in slow motion. I feel like a
Astronaut in the ocean.
copyright purposes tells me
I feel like an astronaut in a lake.
that was perfect. But what it came down to was I was just talking to people about the fact
The
that
Pacific Ocean.
like we get personal, but it just comes down to that you and I will always be fine. We just get really personal sometimes. And we can't it's
You guys have to remember that we're siblings.
in the moment it's so hard to separate that.
Like, I want
but
to beat the shit out of him 10 minutes ago, but now I'm fine.
what they don't understand is I don't think a lot of people could like do this.
Like sit down and have a podcast.
No, I don't think a lot of people could sit down, have a podcast, get fucking heated, pause it twice, come back and be like, "Hey,
The first pause was
no, it's
collateral damage.
No,
it was collateral damage.
the term we were looking for the first hour, we decided to devour ourselves with. Like, no, it's not like that. It's just it comes down to I'm not afraid to be like, I'm probably fucking wrong on most of what I said. But I said what I said because I felt it. And I feel like most people don't do that. Instead,
It's
they're
hard
just,
for a lot of people to admit when they're wrong.
yeah, well, I'm fucking wrong like all the time.
Yeah, it's hard. It was hard. That was the hardest thing that comes to term. That was the hardest thing that comes to come to terms with.
He's
was
having
that
trouble. He's having a lot of trouble.
at least 75% of the time you're fucking wrong.
See, that's wrong. Not 75%. I guess it depends on what we're talking about.
I was just trying to be in general.
Oh,
With
if we're talking in general,
75%
then
of the
no.
time.
I mean, if we're talking in general, I'm wrong 50% of the time, and you're wrong 50% of the time. I mean,
100% of the time works. 75% of the time.
no, fuck that.
75% of the time
no,
works.
hold on,
90%
hold on,
of the
hold
time.
on, hold on. If we're being completely transparent, 60% of the time. Yeah,
That's what's
I'm all over.
happening over here.
60% of the time, Josh and I are wrong 100% of the time. It's only 60%. No, like 60% of the time we're wrong every time. But statistically speaking, that means we're only wrong 60% of the time, dude. Dude, 40% of the time it sounds like we're fucking balling. Dude, it's that other 40% we got to work on.
If we work on
Hold on.
6%
Hold on.
of the 40, then it's down to 34.
No, hold on. 60% of the time we're wrong or right. Is it wrong or right?
60? We're wrong.
I feel like we're more accurate. I want to say 60% of the time we're accurate 100% of the time. So that means, like, statistically speaking, aren't we, like, right 60% of the time?
You're throwing a lot of numbers out there.
My
worst
dude,
subject was
if we're
math.
being completely honest, fuck Anchorman, because this shit's hard. They invented
It's
this.
made from real panther bits.
God, fuck you, Will Ferrell.
I think that was actually Paul Rudd and Will Ferrell.
Same thing.
I just thought it was funny that Ant-Man was the one.
No, it's always funny that Paul Rudd ended up becoming not only a superhero,
Paul Rudd is us.
a good-looking superhero.
Paul Rudd is literally us.
And then he's still us. Yeah, no shit.
I know you. You're great too.
Is that what he says?
To Scarlet Witch.
I know
When
you.
they
You're,
get him-
I know you. You're great too.
What he's talking about Captain America. He's like, "You're Captain America, and you're Bucky. I know you." And he goes, "Hey, I know you too," because he's talking to the three of them.
He's just
And
he's just
he
talking.
turns around because Scarlet Witch is behind him, and he goes, "Hey, I know you too. You're cool."
I love that. I think the last thing I said was "fuck you guys, we're out."
I don't think it was "fuck you," but yeah.
Oh, you know what I meant. We're obviously not there now. So
We're well past that.
we're well past that. If we're being honest, we're at 2 hours and 55 minutes.
This is our longest one,
Yeah,
and we yelled at each other.
it's okay. I
I yelled at you.
From a straightforward standpoint, yeah. Technically, you did yell at me, and I was quiet, but that doesn't mean I wasn't like a. What do you call that? It's not like I didn't antagonize you, which obviously I'm sure I did gaslight you quite a bit. But if we're being completely honest, look at me. People can't see this, but like he's looking at me. I can't believe I have to say that. I genuinely did, like, I wasn't trying to, but I can obviously see where, like, I clearly did. Yeah, like, I get that. That's
I can see where I could have been more clear. I apologize.
no, I mean, that's my fault. No, like, for real, fuck that. I'm older. I should have well understood, hey, he keeps yelling at you. Maybe you should calm the fuck down, Ethan. And the funniest part is I wasn't loud, but I was not calm. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Like, I wasn't hostile, but I wasn't, like, not hostile. It may be open to interpretation, but I understood the context more than what was being recorded. Is that the best way I can explain? Okay. So I think what it comes down to is I should I'm gonna roll this joint, and I love you.
I love you too.
This joint of CBD legal Indiana flower. Not even
We bought it
Delta.
at a gas station. I hope it was legal.
Not even that sideways Delta 8. It's that fucking stupid piece of shit CBD shit. So
Yeah.
it's totally okay.
It's a green pack of cigarettes. It's not. It's not anything crazy.
Dude, it's not even CBD flower. It's just CBD. CBD, which means can't boyously.
Cannabis.
What?
It's like cannabis,
I
but
was.
cannabis.
I mean, I'm cannabis. No.
You said
For people like me, it just doesn't work like that.
I just can't sometimes.
CBD can't boycott drugs because it's clearly working.
I guess not.
No, it's terrible. That's. I mean, if we're trying, yeah, no, that's bad. That's bad. Did I tell you that? I feel broke this month, even though technically I'm not.
Like mentally or physically?
Financially. I'm not
With my limitation, that would be physically.
well, okay. My apologies. Me personally,
You said financially?
I was like,
Financial
I was
ruin?
trying to I was trying to differentiate what you were talking about. I was like, no, I feel broke, and you're like in the heart, and I'm like, no, no, financially. Even though I'm actually doing
Financially, fuck my life.
Jesus Christ. Even though financially I feel like I'm doing fine, financially in my head, I'm like, I'm broke.
Mm-hmm. But that's because you don't have spending money. Or do you have spending money and you're just in your head you're broke, but you're not really. And it's just to keep you in that mind frame so you don't spend money like that.
I don't have any money at all.
I feel like it was the latter.
I'll let people decide.
I'm going to go with the latter.
You
can go with the latter.
All of a sudden, I felt super mysterious. And I was like, I shouldn't disclose. Fuck that.
All of a
Actually,
sudden he was like, you know what?
He's like, as
You
a
know
matter
what?
of, he's like, you know
I'm not gonna
what?
tell you guys.
I decided,
You guys don't get to know.
fuck you guys. Yeah, no, fuck that.
Matter of fact, fuck it.
Oh boy.
We're ending it here.
What?
That's it. That's the end. Get blue balled. Bye.
No, what the fuck were you talking about?
Like just now,
Yes.
you said. Stop looking at me like that. I'm trying to tell you.
I'm trying to ask. Is it my
Because you said you wanted to be mysterious
is
and
it
you
my-
didn't want to tell people that how much money you had this week.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! If we're being completely honest, guys, I don't have any money. That's oh my God.
We got back to
no,
that.
No, for real. The way you said it, I don't have any money. No, I'm poor. I'm poor as fuck. That's what I'm trying to get down with. I'm trying to get down with with people.
With the sickness.
That's where I lose people. I'm trying to get down with the sickness. No, bro. Just trying to get down.
With the sickness.
Yeah, I saw that coming. Get down with the sickness. Get up. You'll never get down with the. Yeah, dude, they got it. They got it. Not me.
They got it, not me.
They got it. But not with me.
But not with me.
But not with me. Jesus fucking Christ. Dude, we're at 3 hours.
I think we're
We
We tried to. We wanted to
we've-
extend it. We didn't want to end it on a
bro,
sour
we've
note.
loved each other. We've stroked each other's dicks, and we've even gone to the point where we hate each other all in the same podcast. I think
next week we're
I
gonna
think-
go in another circle.
I think we've achieved the full circle, and little do these fuckers know, we got more to go.
We'll see you next week, everybody.
I love you. He loves you.
I love you. I'll say
Actually,
it.
you
I'll
know
make
what?
sure you guys
Fuck
know.
that. He's not speaking closely enough into the mic. He
you.
told me that he kind of loves you sometimes,
I didn't say that.
and he said that
Most of the time. Periodically throughout the day.
he said
sometimes.
that since you're immigrants, he beats you on a regular basis.
Whoa! Since they're immigrants, I pay them less. I don't beat them.
Hey, it's the same concept.
How? I don't lay a finger on them.
Oh, so you
That
think
would cost money.
So you think lowly financially stroking them is the same as beating them with strokes?
If they signed up for it, yes. They didn't sign up for getting beat. They signed up for getting a quarter an hour.
This man's a genius. Have a good day, Josh. I'll see you
too,
next
man.
week.
We just shook hands. This is the
Absolutely.
weirdest shit.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a great time.